You finished your entangled moments on Marvel.
Yo, how are you just gonna sit there and take that? You just got wrenched.
I literally destroyed this entire
I have to put the head on this fat, disgusting monster and haul him in. See, I told you guys he really is. Laughing at me.
Don't touch me.
Blood. Live, living, fucking oops.
These little dings and doons.
Professional board. Okay.
I could set my headphones on the floor and go across the room, and I'm gonna hear those dings and beeps because I've heard it before.
Recently, at least, who plays Hearthstone. A couple years ago, I knew several people who were, and they'd always complain about druids and meta this, meta that. I still remember meta this, meta that. Have you ever met a girl in your life? Jeez. No, I'm kidding. Well, actually, I'm not kidding. I did hear someone say that before, and I chuckled.
God, I'm gonna have to fucking clean all this. Okay. We got this, bro. Yeah? Ah, fuck. Yeah, that's dumb guitar. Jesus Christ. No. We're gonna fucking flip it on there. We are gonna flip it on there. Fuck this plate. Fuck this plate.
Oh my god, a beautiful creation if you ask me. I've never seen such a perfect cake before. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of animated movie. It just has like this really shit looking cake that looks like this. But yeah, I'm a professional. You know what we're gonna do? I don't even know. Where should I put the flowers? Can't clip on mobile. I wanted to immortalize cream.
Stadium's so fucking stupid, bro. I'm glad you fucking hate it too. Holy shit.
You guys wanna play Stadium next?
Hell no.
Hell no. Fuck out of here.
Hell yeah.
Bags of one of stuff. You want what Sasha's having? Oh god, they're gonna go raw on you. Nah.
So, yeah. Fuck you.
Hello, Expand Dog. How you doing, dude?
I don't mean that. I love you. Not as much as I love my hero.
I need to make sure the restraints will hold. I mean, oh, dang, the wind is crazy. Oh man, I get to be used as a living, breathing machine.
Maybe this is why people should never snipe on Legendary Heroes banner.
It's fine.
Oh.
I'm fine.
Yes, you're fine.
Everything's okay.
Everything's okay. You just have to believe.
No!
Oh!
Ladies and gentlemen, Garfield and friends.
We're ready to party. We're ready. I hope you bring lots of spaghetti. I'm scared. Come on in, come to the place where fun never ends. Come on in, it's time to party with Garfield and friends. Dancing, fiesta, romancing, siesta, samba, la bamba. Ay caramba, disguises, surprises, and pies of all sizes. Come on in, come to the place where fun never ends. Come on in, it's time to party with Garfield and friends. Come on in, it's time to party with Garfield and friends. Garfield and friends.
And pay attention. There'll be a test at the end.
Whoa, wow. What's this? A gift sub? A community gift sub? Before the stream even started? From the one and only Almighty _ Tevin? Well, don't mind if I do. Thank you, Almighty _ Tevin. The offline, off-stream community gift sub to Kanji Monster, who I also know and appreciate. Big ups, big ups, big ups. That's what we like to see. We like to see the off-stream support, making money on the internet while Willis not even being on the internet. That's the best kind of way to make money on the internet, while not even being on it. Big ups, hello, hello, and welcome, howdy do, and hullabaloo, and all that good stuff to the one and only, unfortunately, swollen _ Dingus here with some more Kirby Air Riders very late night chill style content coming at you live. I'm gonna focus on Road Trip New Game Plus today, so not really a city trial grind stream situation, but I will still be watching videos. There's a lot to catch up on tonight. Gonna be another video chill segment. Kind of another long day today, but I had some real good news, some real good in reality news. Also had some Hispanic man thinking time, and I have something of an announcement later in the stream, because I already informed Ann about it. So I didn't tell him what the announcement would be, but if you use your noodle and kind of connect the dots, you can probably figure out what it might be if you're Ann, because I told Ann what it might have been. And like, again, if you use context clues, you can kind of pinpoint what I might be referring to. When Ann shows up, I will inform her. What?
No salvation.
It's Kai _ Aster out of nowhere with the promised $25 extra life donation. Whoa. If you can hear the sound of my voice, if you're in this stream and you can hear the sound of my voice right now, drop everything, tab back in. Let's get some fucking Swolify vibes. Swolify the guy. Swolify wobbles for the one and only Kai _ Aster for the $25 donation to the Extra Life charity for children's hospitals across the nation. Ah! Let's get a shout out. You should follow Kai _ Aster now. It's just he doesn't want you to know that it's just Gondola. It's just Gondola under a different name.
Waco Mundo art.
See? See?
Yeah, I think that was
I'm telling the truth too. I'm not lying. There was a Gondola stream earlier.
That was the last time I watched it, and then I
wait. I typed Kai _ Astro.
I read up to the part where
because I saw Astro in the chat. Wait, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong Kai Astro.
I'm like, you know what?
This
is a pretty good ending. I was like, this is a damn good ending.
Oh my god, I suck.
I think like the last page
I suck so hard.
Chad and
oh, that came out wrong.
Going to go fight like a hollow or something like that, and Ichigo's just like, yeah, go do y'all's thing. And
okay, it's the correct clip.
That's how it ended for me.
It's the correct. The clip shout out is right.
3 years later,
the clip shout out is right. It's the Twitch shout out that's wrong.
And I was like, the fuck you mean new Bleach chapter? I was like,
okay, the guy on stream is the guy who donated. That's Gondola. That's the Twitch clip on the screen shout out was correct. The chat shout out where it says follow this person was wrong. I saw Astro in the chat, and my mind just conjoined Astro and Aster. He's the guy. He's confused. I let Gondo use the channel again for one last time. No, I don't believe you. You had way too much in common with this Kai person. By the way, Gondola, wait, answer and riddle me this. Why was it then that Gondola promised to donate $25, but then the $25 came just now from Kai and not Gondola? Question mark, brow raised, exposed, felted. Okay, let's get a correct shout out. There you go. Let's get some follows for Kai _ Aster. Resident detractor, coded individual. He's always streaming, except when he's not. He just did a 24-hour Extra Life charity stream for the kids, in which he raised $500. Whoa! And I was $25 of that, which is why he chipped in 25 bucks to me just now. His little I scratch your back, you scratch mine situation. It's all good though, because it all goes to helping out the kids. We're both on the same team too. The illustrious Shrugging Cocks team. This now puts us at $2,499. Basically $2,500. I think it's because Anne was being a little dickwad and donated some cents. So it's like kind of awkward. On the team page, it doesn't show the cents, but I guess that's why it's not $2,500 exactly. But yes, we are both on the same Extra Life team. The annual charity drive. We're raising money for different hospitals, of course, but it all goes to children either way. It's not even who's completionist. It's not even a completionist situation. We don't touch the money whatsoever. We don't see any of it. It doesn't touch my bank account. It doesn't touch his bank account. And it all goes to a good cause. Yeah, we gotta get those Shrugging Cocks up the leaderboard. We do. There was that one year we did really good. I'm hoping, it doesn't matter at the end of the day if we like hit a record or a PB or something, because it's all to a good cause regardless, and it's all in the name of helping your local children's hospital out. But it is something to feel a little bit special. A little smile on your face is like a cherry on top to know, like, hey, we raised even more money than we did last year because you guys are so awesome. The donations are tax deductible as well. You can give $1 million and then write off next year, and they just let you do it. Trump just lets you get away with it. It's a business expense. I still own it. But how's everyone doing? I hope this Sunday evening, now Monday. It's now officially Monday, but we're gonna count it as a Sunday stream. I hope this Sunday evening has found you about as well as it has found me. Big ups to the Dinguses, the Dingers, the Dongers, the Ding-Dongs, the swollen double underscore ones, and expanded style individuals and persons existing here in the now. Big ups as well. Bigger big ups to the Dinguses, the Ding-Dongs, the Dingers, the Dongers, the swollen double underscore ones, and expanded style individuals and persons sure to be existing in the immediate and far-flung future. We're, of course, scrolling up and talking about the site. We're talking about Almighty Tevin. Again, the gifted 1 month tier 1 sub, the Kanji Monster, while I was offline and out doing other shit in real life. Whoa, thank you. We got Golem 45 stream streak from Golem. It's time for Dingus to admit that I'm the better air rider and tell the chat who won last night. Wow, bro, we tied like most of those games. Let's be honest, we tied a lot. Most of the time it was you losing, and when you actually won, it was only by like a 1 point lead. You basically didn't even win. Really, you didn't stomp me at all, so I refute that. Big ups GPM, big ups Infamous KS GPM, the first person here redeem. I doubt that, but I will accept it. Chris Phoenix, how you doing, Dingus? I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. I had some real positive in reality news today. A little smile on my face. You can hear the giddiness in my voice. I can't exactly tell you what it is. I gotta separate my personal life and my business life. You get it? my stage career life and my private life. I gotta keep it separate, you guys. I was told to do this when I started putting out streams on the internet. But it did give me a little moment to reflect and think about what's gonna happen in the immediate and far-flung future. And as soon as Anne pops in here, I will have something of a small announcement for the content going forward in the month of December. It's nothing grand. So don't get too hyped. I'm not graduating, as they say. I'm not dying. I'm not going to retire. I'm not going to suicide myself because of my depression. Big ups, Aldrinop. That was a joke, by the way. I'm not depressed. How can I be depressed with Kai_Aster's $25 extra life donation? Big ups Kai Aster. Welcome in as well. Big ups call me __ Astro. One day I'm gonna call you call me __ Aster. Kai Astro and call me __ Aster. Big ups level 1 Neko. Hi Neko, welcome in. Big ups to the Neckers out there. I gotta be careful every time I say that. Barry _Linden_, welcome in. Let's get some subs. Big ups, praise that son. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much for the positivity before I even really hopped on the mic. But yeah, I'm gonna start. We're gonna do a little bit of road trip. Let's just do a few of these, and then we'll start watching videos, do a little reacting. Okay, so wait, what are memories? Oh, this is just the cutscenes. Is this okay? This is the New Game Plus stuff. So, I have been spoiled, unfortunately. Not necessarily to the content in New Game Plus, but like to some of the things outside of New. Like, okay, there's stuff in New Game Plus that I've been spoiled to because it's shit that can also appear in City Trial, and I didn't realize it at the time. But yesterday during a match, I inadvertently encountered something that is only normally supposed to get shown in New Game Plus, but because it was an online match, I randomly saw it, and I didn't realize at the time that, oh, that was like new content that was in New Game Plus only. I thought it was like old content that was brought back from the GameCube game, but apparently it was brand new content for this version, or this sequel, this iteration, and I did not know that. So I have been spoiled to at least one thing. I've also been spoiled to a playable character, but I think that's it. I believe I'm not spoiled to any of these cutscenes, certainly. Thankfully, this is a Switch 2 exclusive, so no motherfucker could hack this shit and dump all the cutscenes. Sakurai would have lost his mind if someone did that. Hey, Jay Frosty. Might log on and play New Game Plus 2 too. Yeah, I feel bad about it. I was talking to Starman, and Starman was like, "Yeah, I played fucking Road Trip right away because I knew there was gonna be new shit. I knew if I hopped online right away, that online would spoil it because other motherfuckers would get the unlocks and then show them off online." And I was like, "Damn, I should have did that too." I mean, I did single player content when I played it Wednesday, but I didn't do Road Trip until a little bit later in the stream, and then I pretty much dropped New Game Plus. Like I sat on that until now. Alright, that's all the preamble I have for that. Let's do New Game Plus, completed data, so I just do it over here. Transfer and all collected machines, so now I go... Does it am I gonna have to remember which levels I went to, or are they gonna remind me? You can now play on the super hard difficulty level. The toughest challenges of all. You can't use retry, and can only restart stages from the beginning or the halfway point. This option can't be changed after C. Oh my god. Doff we dare? Well, I kinda have to, don't I? Whoa!
Time to sleep.
How convenient! An Ann 1337 raid! Hello, Loop 1. And anybody else coming in? We're gonna do super hard difficulty on Kirby Air Riders New Game Plus mode. Big ups Sizzy Mac, big ups Rebsy, big ups Mr. Pun. Let's get an Ann shout out. We just got $25 on the Extra Life charity campaign from Kai Aster, coming off of his $500 Extra Life charity 24-hour stream. Big ups Aqua.
Oh, boy.
Let's get a shout out for Ann. Ann was playing Persona. Let's get that Ann clip.
I didn't end up playing Turtles with them. I ended up having to kill myself. I mean, you know.
That's me. He's referring to me.
But, you know.
Thank you for the Ann check.
I had to kill my stream.
These are the costumes he doesn't want you to see.
You can catch that. I don't know. I'm gonna have to ask around to see if somebody has like the whole tier assembly. Oh my god! You know what? Nice.
Yeah. That was back when Fall Guys was the thing. Remember Fall Guys? All right. Do we stick with Lolo and Lala? Because they got a little icon showing that I had beat it with them. So maybe I should switch characters. Who should I play as? Do we just do it with Cappy? Maybe we need someone that's reliable all-around style. Rick? We do it with Rick? Oh yeah, I can choose what I want to start with. Look, Chariot's it's just an all-rounder. It's a good one to start out with. All right, let's do this. Oh, check mark if I've already done it. Okay. I thought it was all random, but it seems like it's not. Interesting. Okay, so now that Anne is here, before Anne goes to bed, I had some Hispanic man thinking time earlier, and I was just thinking. This is why I asked Anne earlier in his stream. So I says to Anne, I says, what is the specific date that he has planned for his 24-hour stream? And Anne answered, he said he's going to try to do it next Sunday. It's also a shilling segment. Anne is doing a 24-hour stream next Sunday, allegedly. It will be from Sunday to Monday, it seems. Sunday evening to Monday evening, I gather. So there you go, 24-hour Anne stream. Everyone's doing 24-hour streams. Kai's doing them, Anne's doing them. And I got to thinking, for the content in December, as you all know, we always have the Extended Familia Christmas Cruise every single year. And whenever this happens, I am usually away from the streams for a period of about 1 to 2 weeks, so maybe a week and some change. You know, the length of the cruise, plus a day to head out and a day to head back. Now, you'll probably still see me in people's chats due to the power of the cruise Wi-Fi, but only for a little while. Because I kind of want to enjoy my vacation too, right? But not to say that like I won't be around technically, but there won't be any streams during that period, guaranteed. I just got to thinking, like, I looked at my dates, I looked at the December schedule, you know, I actually set aside the calendar there, I looked at what the date's gonna be, and I think I can say confidently from the period of December 12th to December 21st, if I'm not mistaken. That sounds about right. This December 12th to December 21st, I basically won't do any streams. I feel a little bit bad about that range being so broad, because that's basically most of December. At least that feels like to me it's most of December. Because as soon as I get back, well, Christmas will already be at the doorstep. And, you know, I like doing fun stuff in December, whether it's 12 Days of Dingus or Expand Dong December, where I was doing all the Donkey Kong games last year. So, you know, you'll get like the first couple of days of December, some nice Dingus streams. But then I'll be gone for like a third of the month. Then I'll come back and like the festivities will already be here, and then after that it's basically over. We're basically already in 2026. So I was thinking about what I could do. You're getting the whole pre-stream, preamble, and ramble out of this. I was thinking about what I could do to maybe make things a little bit better, a little less hurtful and painful for you guys. You're going a week without Swollen Dingus. You'll have to watch other people. Not that you don't already have 5 other people open in the other tab right now, and I'm not even your priority for who to watch right now. But regardless, I will now position something. I will now propose something, and you can tell me, guys, if you think it's a good idea. So, given that I won't have much time to give you the content next month, and given that, you know, I tend to take a long time to play games as it is. You know, I take forever to finish games is the meme, as they say. We have Metroid Prime 4 coming out December 4th. A game like that, even though Metroid Prime games aren't too long, a game like that probably still might take me a while to get around and complete. So I was thinking, with everyone doing what they're doing, all these special streams, what would you guys think of a Swollen _ Dingus? I'm giving this to you for free. I'm giving it to you. I'm not even gonna make you do it. I'm not even gonna make you hit a goal for it, a charity goal. It's a completely free idea. Swollen _ Dingus. 24-hour extra life charity stream. Metroid Prime 4 Day 1, and we try to see if we can beat it in one sitting. This will be from December 4th, the day the game releases. A 24-hour period, 24 hours of Dingus. You know, if you do the math, it might not completely make up for the lack of Dingus hours that you know, the lack of Dingus hours that you'll get from that December 12th to December 21st period. I don't know. I actually have to crunch the numbers. If like the average Dingus stream is like 4 to 6 hours, sometimes like a little bit longer than 6 hours, like 7 to 8 hours. If the average Dingus stream is like 4 to 8 hours, and I'm gone from the 12th to the 21st, a 24-hour stream probably isn't gonna make up those lost days. but it'll get pretty close, and we can play the game, go a whole chunk of the way through, raising money for the kids. We'll have the Extra Life shit all up on the screen there. It'll be a nice little overlay. We'll get a nice chunk of the way in the game. We don't even have to finish it. Just get a good ways in. Then I can take like a day away after that, and then come back to the game and do my best to no life it until I have to leave. That was my proposition. I was a little bit inspired from Kai's resolution, his resolve to do his own 24-hour stream. I was inspired and thinking about, well, I'm gonna fuck you guys in the ass anyway by going on this fucking vacation like I always do. The least I could do is maybe chip in and do my own part for the charity that I already raise money for every year. So let me do something big before I head off for that week. I will now scroll up and read the opinions of the chatters who are obviously in favor of this, and I will hear no dissenting opinions. I'm not going to see any dissenting opinions whatsoever. Let's see. Dingus, we can take it. Rebsy, thank you for the 3-stream streak. Days Without Dingus and Edition. No, Days Without Dingus is back. Tevin will be doing Days Without Dingus. Let's see. Where's the mod that gives Rick Jordan's schedule segment? You gonna ask for money soon? We're gonna ask for money for children with cancer. Yes. 24-hour Prime 4. Yeah, Golem called it. Can I handle it? I've done 24-hour streams before, Neko. I typically do one every year for the streamer anniversary. Coming up in February, it'll be 4 years of Swollen Dingus, and I'll do another 24-hour stream for that. I owe it because we hit the charity goal for it. But yeah, I will say this year's 24-hour stream was the first one without any kind of sleeping segment. And even when we do the sleeping segments, you know, I pause the timer for that anyway. But this year was the first 24-hour stream in which there was no sleeping segment, so I was kind of rocked for a couple of days after that. I just did the 12-hour Resident Evil 3 stream earlier last month, and that rocked me. That rocked me so bad I had to rage quit. I not even rage quit, but like sleep quit the Resident Evil guidance stream I did the night after. Thank you, Infamous KSD 10 cheer. We finally got a marathon. Let's fucking go. This crazy guy, best air rider, fortune teller, Golem. You'll have a sleep time between, so 16-hour stream. Oh, we don't count the sleep segment time even when we do it. As long as you don't pursue the Miles ending. Can we date the Galactic Federation troopers? Chat's not worth listening to. Screw chat. I didn't know you already done one. That's crazy cool. Yeah, they fucked me up afterward. But like, there's, come on. It's like I feel like for the anniversary, you know, it's kind of worth it, right? It's tradition, you guys. What's the preferred date for the marathon? I'm shooting for the game's release date, December 4th. That's why I asked Ann when his was going to be scheduled. Ann allegedly owes like 3 24-hour streams, so I needed to know when he was going to schedule his shit. But I'm shooting for December 4th. If things go positively and Juzzy can get me another copy from Australia, perhaps December 3rd. We'll see how that pans out. But it'll either be the 4th or the 3rd. Sleeps 8 to 10 hours, not the true 24 hours. I don't do the sleeping segments. Being delirious for the lack of sleep is part of the fun. I was quite washed for the last couple of hours of that last 24-hour stream I did. I was a corpse by the end of that stream. I was. You can check the VOD. Like, we were doing, I think Saru and the boys were helping me out. We were doing GameCube Mario Golf Dolphin Net Play, and thankfully they were there to help me with the commentary because I was literally falling asleep. 72-hour stream. I couldn't. Ann could do that. I could not do that. Okay. Yeah, I keep all my machines, right? I think I'm only missing. I feel like I'm missing one. Let's just go Bull Tank. Oh, is it Formula? I'm missing Formula Star, that's it. But that's the announcement. You know, Dingus will be gone, but you get an awesome 24-hour stream before he does go. And even then, when the 24-hour stream is over, there'll still be a couple more days of regular streams, and then I'll be gone for good. But then I'll be back for good. And then it'll be Christmas. But that's what I'm thinking. December, we do that. And then in between that, we also do... fuck, what is it? Oh, I owe the Donkey Kong DLC. So a little bit of Expandong December in there. In between more Kirby. And maybe question mark Fire Emblem. I know I owe Ratchet and Clank. The issue with that is that fucking Sony doesn't let you download it on the PS5. So I'm like Monka-essing here. Do I cloud stream Ratchet and Clank? Hey Goon, what do you think of this idea? 24-hour extra life charity stream, no sleep segment, doing the brand new Metroid Prime 4. Is this a good idea? Will this bring people in to raise money for children with cancer, Goon? I respect Goon's opinion on this. Will it get butts in the seats? I'm going against two other Ricks. Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty. What about mine? I respect your opinion. You already gave it. Goon just came in. Long as there's 24 hours of Arlo vids, no, it will no video segment. I want to be completely engrossed in the game. Goon says it could be sick if you finished Metroid in one go. See, I don't know how long... nobody knows how long the game's gonna be. But typically, Metroid Prime games aren't long. That said, it is a new game released in the AAA modern era where they want to justify your $70 purchase, so it might just end up being the longest Metroid game ever. And there'll be no one to rely on for hints or tips, man. I'll be completely on my own. I'll be having so many Metroid moments where I don't know where to go, and you guys won't know where to go. There'll be no Prima strategy guide to refer to. He's using internet guides. He's cheating. Also, this is Dingus, yeah. Bro, I couldn't even finish Metroid Prime 1 remastered faster than DSP. But even if we don't finish it in that one stream, that's still fine. I figure it'll still be enough headway that a couple more streams after that, and we'll be done. Of course, you know me. When I say finish it, that's my by definition of finishing it. As in, I want to get all the missile tanks, energy tanks, all the upgrades and shit. You have NPC guides in the game, though? Samus, we should try using bombs on the armored enemies! Yeah, he's not gonna tell me where the energy tanks are. Unless he does. Is he supposed to play that game or is he skipping it? No online involved with that, so yes, he's gonna play it. But he had a crisis of faith. The crisis of faith is that he's not sure whether he wants to play that or Marvel Tokon on the same day. Marvel Tokon is doing the next beta, the next beta segment. Beta. And it's ill-timed, very inconvenient timing. It'll be the same day as Metroid Prime 4's release date. So he's pretending to have this fake crisis of faith where he doesn't know if he wants to do Marvel Tokon on the day stream and Marvel Tokon on the day stream and Metroid Prime as a night stream, or vice versa. Or just do a whole day of Marvel Tokon and then play Metroid Prime 4 late. But it's like, bro, you're the fighting game guy. Do Marvel Tokon as the day stream and do Metroid as the night stream. What is my reasoning for this? 1, he hates Nintendo games. 2, fewer people will be able to play Marvel Tokon because, you know, a lot of people won't get into the beta. Fewer people will be able to get into the Tokon beta and play it for themselves and provide gameplay to other people. Objectively, fewer people will be playing Marvel Tokon versus Metroid Prime 4. So play Tokon on the day stream and Prime 4 on the night stream.
Yo, Spandog, how you doing, dude?
Why is he playing that fighting game? Because it's a new fighting game. No other reason. And he likes Marvel vs. Capcom. So even though this will be a completely different fighting game, it's still a Marvel fighting game. So he has to check it out. Hey Zerpatchy, how you doing, Dingus? I'm doing great, thank you for asking. Zerpatchy, we have just announced the Swollen _Dingus 24-hour Extra Life Charity Marathon event. All day, 24-hour Metroid Prime 4. Can we beat it in one sitting or get pretty far? This will be on December 4th, the release of the game. Perhaps one day earlier if my Australian friend comes through. Tell everyone. Tell your brother, tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell your cousin, tell your cousins, uncles, nephew, tell your niece, tell everyone. You can see if the game is good then. Yeah. We get random organic people coming in asking me questions about the game and I won't have any answer for them. And then I'll say, hello, random person. And then they'll say, hello, streamer, can I call you daddy? He hates Arxis and rollback, so he's gonna hate on it the second he starts losing. Well, good. He can see it's shit with the beta and then not buy the full release. You know how I know that? Because he did that with another game that came out this year that people already forgot about. Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves. Remember when he played the beta and then didn't buy the full release? Ah! Hey, Halligan. And now, guys, this isn't your daddy's standard finish the game. This is a dinger 100% completion style finish the game. That's true. Welcome in, Halligan. We're talking about how I will be doing a 24-hour Extra Life charity fundraiser for the kids for the release of Metroid Prime 4 on December 4th, possibly December 3rd. Mark your calendars, I guess. Fatal Yips, City of the Furries? Are there furry characters in that game? I already forgot who's in the game. I was gonna say Terry, but Terry's game is King of Fighters. Who the fuck do people play Fatal Fury for again? Oh, it's, wait, Kyo Kusanagi. That's his name, right? The brown-haired one. See, yeah, I know my obscure fighting games. Oh, Kyo is King of Fighters? What? Terry is in it too? God damn it. I guess I don't know my obscure fighters. Alright, well, I'm glad you guys are receptive to the idea. I guess so. I see. I gotta get a Metroid overlay together and get all that shit going. Maybe a nice little Christmas overlay too. I always do a Christmas overlay. Oh, let's do destroy the boxes. Rock Howard, mostly the Garo Protect. I just know Terry. I know the one with the boobs. And I know Kyo. I know Geese Howard. And the red-haired one. The edgy one. Cruise overlay for Dingus' day off segment. I guess I could do a cruise overlay. I would have to work on that. Probably on the boat itself. Obviously, I will get some relaxation, and I'm just talking about like in the dead hours. I usually go to like one of their little kind of like relaxation areas, little quiet time areas, and log in on the cruise Wi-Fi and do like check in on you guys secretly. Quiet areas, we call them Tism Paws at work. Speaking of that, well, what the fuck was with DSP critiquing autism tonight? What the hell was that? What was that? I tuned in briefly to the night stream. He was talking about like autistic people and how they can be productive members of society. I didn't know I needed Darkside Phil to explain to me how that worked. Guys, autistic people are people too. Didn't you know that? Well, Phil, for you to make that argument, Phil, that would imply that you thought you think regular people think they're not people?
3, 2, 1, start!
I heard of it from the comments on stream, but I have no idea, no clue on the context. I didn't listen to all of it, but it's basically Phil explaining that autistic people can be members of society. And they can be meaningful, and they can make things out of themselves. But for Phil to argue this would imply that he thinks other people don't think that? Like that's some revelation that he had to be the one to come out and say? It's like, wow, yeah, thanks, Phil, no shit. You think when people call things autistic, ironically on the internet, that they actually think that autistic people are all felted from the outset and there's literally nothing they can do to be productive members of society? I guess it depends on the level of autism. Like if you're like there's degrees to this. There's varying degrees of this, guys. I get it. Maybe you're super so mentally deficient that you can't do it. You just throw them in the loony bin, lock them in, throw away the key. Perhaps, Philip. Perhaps. Like if you just got a little bit of autism, like I don't know. In a better timeline, Chris Chan probably could have kept that job at Wendy's. Cobra probably could have kept that job at Wendy's in a better timeline. Rest in peace. But like, we have evidence from locales already that autistic people can have gainful employment, at least for a little bit. So I don't really need Phil to come here and tell me that, tell me what I already know. Yes, that's what he was implying. He thinks that other people think autism equals retardation. So I did Heart last time. Let's do Puppy Brothers Jr. But I do like that it tells me what I've already done, so in case I've forgotten, I just reference the check mark. Phil with his brave stance. What a brave stance you took, Phil.
3, 2, 1, start!
Come on, Waddle Dee, what you got? Look at this. He's basically, look, he's got infinite defenses. I can't pierce that. All right, we got him. No, don't get freeze again. Soft on me. Oh, base special. DSP fighting for autistic people. That's why he was so defensive of Derek. I was sad for 2 reasons. Clear a stage without retrying. What? I never did that until now? Ah! Oh wait, no, the whole stage. As in the whole challenge, all the challenges here. Why isn't Poppy Brothers Jr. playable? You think he would be. Unless he is. But no, I would have saw him online already. Mega Blossom Meadow? It's just stage 1, but bigger. Oh, wait. So we have secrets in those stages up there, up ahead? He ain't playable, but he should be, yeah. There are some, like, I love the roster we have. I like that Sakurai was 100% transparent about there not being, like, DLC and shit. But it does have that little lingering sting, like the roster is 99% good, but there's a few people missing, man. Like we need Poppy Brothers Jr. in there. He's a staple, one of the first enemies you encounter in Kirby's Dream Land 1. We have Squishy missing. Where is Squishy at? He's like one of the first underwater enemies you encounter. We need Squishy in there so I can play as him and make blooper jokes.
3, 2, 1, start! 4, 3, 2.
Wow, that was easy. We need Mario. Yeah, Sakurai straight up said no DLC. I like that he was transparent about that. Usually, Nintendo is very quiet and vague about DLC. Like, they won't tell you if there will be DLC or not up until the literal announcement of DLC. Now, Zelda Hyrule Warriors is a different story since that's made by Koei Tecmo. Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. The Hyrule Warriors Twitter, run by Koei Tecmo, straight up said that there will be free updates to that game coming in the next couple of weeks. I assume they will make Sonya and Ganondorf playable. Can you believe Ganondorf is not playable in Age of Imprisonment, the base game? What the? What were they thinking? Okay, I keep my money. Yeah, let's spend. I don't know, the way he translated it to me, it came across to me in the direct as he was saying, like, there will be no... There's just not going to be anything substantial content-wise added to the game. Like, that's it. As if he was to directly say, this is a complete game. This is a complete package. There's nothing... There's not content that was being withheld and given back to you for free at a later date. Stuff like that. Perhaps he could change his mind if the game does well enough, but I feel like the reason it's like that is not because he's such a magnanimous developer, which it is partly that. He is a magnanimous developer that gives way more than other devs. But I think it is also because this guy is going straight to the Smash Brothers mines after this, and he is not going to be let out for another 10 years. They let him make this game, but in exchange, he has to do the Smash Brothers reboot. Yeah, they're gonna send him back to the Smash mines. He's gonna mine for Smash ore. Yeah, it's refreshing to have a complete game. Oh, well, I see what they were talking about. I'm sent straight back to the beginning of the stage. I see what they meant by super hard. What? Alright, I'll do this one, then I'll start up videos.
3, 2, 1, start!
Gonna mostly do some Donkey Kong Man tonight. A couple of Donkey Kong Man videos to watch. And then I'll see what else we can watch. Do we do the Arlo Pokemon video? No, we have some Frogmire. Frogmire put out his Kirby video critique. Actually, we could just watch that first because it's relevant before most of you fall asleep. It's not a long one either. It's just it's a video of him comparing Kirby to Mario Kart World in the sense that he likes Kirby but doesn't like Mario Kart. It's a positive review. Yeah, let's do that. Let's start with that, and then we'll switch over to Donkey Kong Man. Right, let me open up the Brave browser. Why didn't I already have it open? I'm a bad streamer. God damn it. Alright, I got it open. I just gotta up that quality. Alright, yeah, video is entitled Kirby Air Rider Succeeds Everywhere Mario Kart World Fails. What? Hi, Unif. Get back in a cage, soccer guy. We want another Smash Brothers by 2027. Do you think we'll get a Smash by 2027? Alright, let's pull this up. There it is. Okay. 21 minutes, and I've seen a little bit of it already, but he doesn't really shit talk Kirby at all. It is just I think he did the video this way because he can't shit on the game, but he can't do a completely positive video either because then no one will watch it. So Mario Kart has to kneel, and Mario Kart has to take another L in the name of content.
Kirby Air Riders is finally released, and is it everything I hoped it'd be? Of course. Honestly, there really wasn't anything to hide. After 2 hours of directs, it is no surprise that the game contains everything they said it would, plus a little bit extra, which is more than enough to create a compelling experience. Which is why I want to talk about how this game compares to Mario.
Big ups, Infamous KSC, 10 but cheer. Dingus is withholding the Arlo Pokemon ranking videos. We must stand firm. Get bent. We won't dent. It's an hour, man, and we got so much other shit to watch. I'll keep it in the playlist, but that has to be like we're really out of content. I'm gonna kill everyone in the chat if I put up that video. You know it's just gonna be dog shit.
Mario Kart World, the Switch 2's biggest disappointment, contrasted against its most unsurprising success. Despite being for a much smaller franchise, Kirby Air Riders has far more love and care, not only for the game itself, but for the players. And I hope to make that clear by comparing it to a game which is defined by mismanagement and a lack of vision. A game with no clear direction that results in a subpar product that did not have to be bad. Anyway, that's all the intro you're gonna get because there's a lot to cover, and it's time to see how Kirby Air Ride succeeds in every way that Mario Kart World failed. And I'm not gonna bury the lead here. Let's immediately talk about the biggest problem with Mario Kart World, which is the online mode, what you're going to be playing the majority of the time. What should be the game's legacy in last...
I will agree with this. He'll bring up customization. There is so much more shit you're allowed to customize in Kirby versus Mario Kart. If Mario Kart takes anything in regards regards of like notes, if Mario Kart takes any notes from Kirby, please customization for online. Absolutely.
Long into the future is completely non-functional compared to Kirby Air Riders, which is quick, convenient, and customizable to an insane degree. So before we talk about the failure, let's take a look at what a functional multiplayer system looks like. Kirby Air Riders has 3 main multiplayer modes, all of which are completely distinct. You have Air Ride, the standard race. There's Top Ride, a top-down racing mode that's extremely chaotic and short, with a race lasting a couple minutes, getting hit by an item probably every 10 seconds. And then there's City Trial, the main selling point of the game, a sort of battle royale where you collect power-ups, find new rides, compete in challenges, fight bosses, all of which that lead into a mini game that decides the victor. It's extremely unique, and because of this, some people, they may not like every mode. Maybe they only like one, or they really hate one. Thanks to the game being made by
install the Arlo tier list video to the cruise and hope we forget about it. If you'll let me get away with it.
You just pick the mode you like, you click play, and within 10 to 30 seconds, you're in the game that you enjoy, playing with random people across the world. There's even a ranked mode if you're into that. Want to watch the numbers go up? And that's only for a quick match. I love watching numbers go up. Customization, you can create a lobby that anyone can join, maybe set a password if you only want friends. Then within that lobby, you can create queues for any game you want. 4-player Top Ride, go for that. 16 players in City Trial, 8 people in Air Ride, and they can all go at the same time. And the customization is incredible. You can race on one track for 70 laps for no reason other than that you can. Or you can do a 1v1 in City Trial, the game mode that's supposed to have 16 people going crazy, but maybe you just want to beat that one guy who keeps beating you. Maybe you like everything about City Trial, but you hate some of the mini games. You could just turn off only the mini games you don't like. Just look at me flicking through the options because it'll be important later. The point is you get to play how you would like to play. Now, nothing I'm talking about even...
That was what I was going to mention, Zerpatchy. If I had to bring up any critique, it actually would be exactly that. Rather than do a lobby, just queue up with a friend at the same time online instead of just like stalking them from lobby to lobby.
Seems that revolutionary.
Mario Kart doesn't allow that either.
Successes always seem more impressive once you look at the failure. How Mario Kart World's online fails so bad is simply that you cannot choose. The main way to play the game, to play every Mario Kart game that has ever come out, is to race around a track 3 times, winner takes all. Believe it or not, you cannot just choose to do this. You have to luck into it in the online mode. You see, Mario Kart World's big selling point is the the open world.
I feel like I took a while on Gigantus because I watched Shroom do that fight and he beat it like faster than I did.
For the
I lost.
32 main, well-designed to a point, 3-lap tracks, there are 200.
Well, that's because in City Trial you have people helping you.
By intermission tracks. For the
Yes, the intermission
32
tracks.
main, well-designed to a point, 3-lap tracks, there are 200.
Gigantus is a bitch with the camera. Click the right stick. Clicking the right stick allows free roam.
Intermission tracks that look like this. Overly wide, boring, nearly straight line tracks, sometimes actually a straight line with no skill expression, no meaningful gameplay.
Meaningful?
Before an update, it was slower to do tricks and grind rails than to just ride on the ground in a straight line is the majority of the game. And this wouldn't be that big of a deal because you could always just choose to not play them, except of course you can't. You can't choose. If you want to just
If you could choose, then no one would play those
race
tracks.
with other random people, first you have to queue what feels like forever, only to get into a not full game, only to give a choice of 3 random tracks, and with
push back on
32
that.
real
It was
courses
pretty quick to get
and
lobbies when I was still
200
playing.
intermissions. What do you think you're most likely to see? So big surprise, the majority of the time is spent driving in a straight line, all because they refuse to just give the player a choice.
Leave a comment
okay,
and cook
let's
'em.
ignore
I can't.
playing with randoms. Let's say you
I haven't played recently. There was a Twitter account that was dedicated to documenting how long it took to get into a lobby. You would have to reference that.
have 12 to 24 friends ready to go at any time. Well, then at least you can pick the track you want to play on, but that's pretty much it. There are barely any options at all. You can't even pick the music. Kirby Air Riders lets you adjust the likelihood of a song appearing. Not only can you pick the
They just
song
took
you
that
want
from
to play,
Smash.
you can say, I want this track half the time,
That
this
is
track
cool, though.
40% of the time, this track 10% of the time. The level of customization is insane. And then Mario Kart, it's nothing. I can say I want mushrooms only, but I can't have a game where every item's available except bullet bills. Maybe I don't like that item. Or maybe I want a game with only bullet bills because I really like that item. Nope, that'd be too hard for an $80 game. Might as well shove that in there. That Kirby Air Riders is a whole $10 cheaper. Could buy a McChicken. That's pretty cool. I feel like I've well established that Kirby Air Riders far
$10
exceeds
left
Mario
over
Kart
buying
World
Kirby.
in the
Get yourself the
multiplayer, but what
McChicken.
about the single player? Well, you have all the same options you did for the multiplayer.
Hey, Nurgle. Nurgle says, man, I went to go out to hang out with my friends today for early Thanksgiving with them. I had a bunch of food and I fell asleep for a bit. Yet the fat din-din for the early Thanksgiving. I'm gonna have Thanksgiving with the extended familia today. Not today, but like extended familia this week. As we always do, the extended familia family gathering this Thursday. It's gonna be super cool, you guys. But I will still try to put out a stream of some sort in the later hours of that day. But yeah, should be great. Welcome in, Nurgle.
Except now against CPUs, but that's only so interesting for so long. Beating a computer will never be the same as another person, but you can do things in single player that'd be completely unfair in a multiplayer environment, like giving the player or the computer extreme advantages or disadvantages. That's where the fourth final mode comes into play. Road Trip. This is essentially the classic mode from Super Smash Bros.
Smash Bros.
With
3DS
some
classic
extra
mode.
Kirby Air Ride flair. You complete short challenges that incorporate all the other modes of the game, slowly improving your ride along the way, getting new rides, acquiring coins to spend on power-ups or items. You're given the option to take on more difficult challenges.
Gives you some
for
Black
better
Friday shit with
rewards,
your
all
family.
leading
It's
up
fun.
to a big boss before the next stage. Yes,
Sakurai
this
work on Mario Kart 8 at all?
racing
No,
game
Pim Pam.
has actual boss
Thank you for the
battles.
5 stream
And
streak.
because this is single player,
Sorry, I was talking over him. Thank you for the 5 stream streak, Pim Pam. No, Sakurai did not work on Mario Kart 8.
rewards, all leading up to a big boss before the next stage. Yes, this racing game has actual boss battles. And because this is single player, it doesn't have to be fair. We can have an
Because
air
it has
ride
boss
where your
battles, Pro
opponent
Safia
gets
Gaming can
intermittent
spoil
speed
all of
boosts.
them.
And so you have to play much better than them to succeed. Or Destruction Derby, where it's 1v7. And one of your opponents is giant. It's
Is each stage a checkpoint? No. So on super hard mode, if I lose, I restart the entire world. Unless you meant that when you said stage. But yeah, I'm not getting sent back to World 1. I'm getting sent back to the start of World 2 whenever I fail. You guys wanted super hard mode.
Real variety that all culminates into an actual final boss, all of which is also connected by a story. It's not huge. We're not talking about Kingdom Hearts here, and it's not
It was kind of Kingdom Hearts though.
But it's a little over 10 cutscenes that connects everything together and gives you motivation.
The story
to keep
was kind of
pushing
ridiculous
forward.
Kingdom
And
Hearts
Mario
shit
Kart
though.
World has racing in a circle against computers. That's it. Nothing special about the computers. No additional challenges. Just get first place. Doesn't that seem real lame now? Like there's no point in even playing it over the multiplayer. That is if the multiplayer actually functioned. But of course, that's what the big open world is for. That you have no reason to ever go into, ever. No story, no overarching progression, just a giant empty open world with some mini challenges spread throughout that you get basically nothing for doing. You get stickers. And before you get too excited, it's not like these stickers you can put wherever you want on your cart.
Yeah,
That would be
Kirby
too
customization
cool.
mod
Add some
Mario
player
Kart
expression.
stickers.
No, it is in a one singular spot that's not even on every cart, and you can pick one sticker to put there. So there's no reason to ever get more than one, and you get some for turning the game on. And that leads to the next big failure of Mario Kart World is the lack of customization. Again, let's look at a good customization system first. And all I have to do to show that off is explain one feature. By playing the game, you earn an in-game currency that you can use at a shop to buy cosmetics.
He was excited for the open world of Mario Kart World going in, but when he realized there wasn't anything to do in it, he turned on it. I swept for the open world by saying that they had called it free roam. Because Phil had this complaint too, like it's called free roam because you freely roam, like there's not meant to be a story there. Now, perhaps it would have been better with an actual fleshed out narrative like he's requesting for here. I would have thought, my immediate improvement for improving free roam, replace the P-switches, the blue P-switches with actual NPCs that you talk to who then give you the exact same missions. Just do that and give them flavor text dialogue. Immediately makes the open world feel much more alive and lived in.
But what you can also do is design a ride and then sell that design for the in-game currency. And just look at what people have made. You can make basically whatever you want. I bought Kyogre as an air ride. And then the characters are also customizable. They have recolors you can swap between. You can buy them hats. And every hat can go on every character. Something that shouldn't be impressive, but if you're going to have customization in a game with a bunch of characters, every character should be customizable. Now back to Mario
really
Kart
telling
World,
of Bill's
our
mental
failure.
faculties
The
when he
only
needs a
way to
yellow paint for
customize
sandbox.
the carts is your one stick.
He's not able to make his own fun, dude. The game has to tell him how to have fun. It would be nice if there's a mini story for each character that could be used to fill out the free roam stuff. Yeah, like it's gonna be a weird comparison, but like Twisted Metal. Or basically any fighting game where you have like your own campaign, your own story, flesh it out. Just like do a couple CGs and just put some text there. I know, like it's difficult to have give each character like their fucking cutscenes and shit. Okay, just do CGs then. Explain why the cow joined the Mario Kart circuit or something. That's on Nintendo removing the fun with the funny chief wearing the bikini. Japanese people have already struck back by uploading, re-uploading them. I've already seen a different one. Like I saw a different one re-uploaded that was a different color versus the one that was shown that was banned. So that sucks, but it's like a rated E for everyone kids game. So what are you gonna do?
And you can't even choose where it goes. And for the characters, costumes are character specific, and not every character gets a costume. I mean, Baby Daisy
this was
4
lame.
costumes.
The enemies
and
needed
Donkey
costumes.
Kong gets 1. He stars in the
Bonanza
second biggest
DLC
game
for Mario
on the
Kart World
console,
soon,
and he gets
surely.
less costumes than Baby Daisy. And you could argue
They'll
the
give him
costumes are
more
a
costumes then.
significant change than a recolor and a hat. But is it really worth it when over half of the characters have no customization at all? And let's talk about those characters. Mario Kart World is 50 characters. That's a lot. 26 of which are the NPC characters, meaning they have no costumes and they're just standard Mario enemies. And the differences between those characters
have me do the voice
are
acting.
their
Have me do
stats.
the narration
That's it.
for Mario
Weight
Kart
class, I
World.
guess. In
It's a
fact,
single
that's
player
more
story.
important than the stats themselves. It's just number adjustments and a model swap. Hence why they can have so many, because they're barely different at all. Kind of defeats the point of having so many. many characters. Compare that to Kirby Air Riders, which has 21 characters. That's a lot less.
Less characters, but they feel
Not
more
just stat
unique.
differences,
Yeah.
although those are there too. They all have unique super abilities. Kirby slashes his giant sword. Meta Knight ditches his ride entirely and starts flying. My boy Rick just starts booking it. And it's not just the supers that are different. They all have unique gameplay quirks. Gooey, when he does a spin attack, is lifted into the air, making it also work as a dodge. Meta Knight will slash enemies who are close with his sword. Cappy has a defensive mushroom cap that he will lose from taking too much damage. My robot wife has a propeller allowing her to jump in the air. And not only does every character have unique gameplay, they're just full of flavor. This is a Kirby game, so you get...
I explained the philosophy behind this, in my opinion, yesterday, where they want the Mario Kart characters to have their minuscule advantages, like, over each other with the stats and shit, but they don't want to give them their own abilities and stuff, because then you start devolving into meta competitive nonsense, potentially, which they feel might be a step too far for Mario Kart, like that's a bridge too far. But for Kirby, Sakurai prefers the characters to all have their own little special quirks and shit, and he does it in such a such a well implemented way that I don't feel like it really delves into that. It doesn't get too competitive with it. Rather, he does it in such a way that is so swimmingly well done that each character is able to feel unique and fleshed out without it being like, oh, this is the meta tier list. These are the great characters to use. These are the good ones. Rick's fucking A tier. Don't use Kirby. He's fucking D tier, etc., etc. Which is ironic because they try to do that with Smash. Oh, don't use Pikachu. He's fucking S tier. He's banned. Don't use Bayonetta. Bayonetta's banned. He's too strong.
Copy abilities, and rather than have everyone just inhale them like Kirby does, or maybe just run into them and get the power, they each acquire their power in a unique way. It has no gameplay function, but it just is cool, and is just one more reason to try out different characters. In Mario Kart World, once you pick a character, there's no reason to ever switch it up. Having 50 characters does not provide any new gameplay. It's more stuff, but it's not really more content. It's not going to increase your playtime. In speed of playtime, it's finally time to talk about the most important part about Kirby Air Riders. The real meat and potatoes of the game. And that's the unlockables. What turns this party game into a meaty 100, if not hundreds of hour full-fledged gaming experience is the achievement checklist. Achievements have already been known to make a task that seems pointless and uninteresting, like competing in a singular mini-game against CPUs.
You were saying, Mr.
Something
Pun?
worth playing by adding a challenge on top of it. Like playing Target Flight with the flying star, I'm going to win every time. But then...
You think that's why they got rid of the signature items and Double Dash? Possibly, Pim Pam. They tried to do something similar with Mario Party. Super Mario Party on Switch 1 has a system in which each character has their own unique dice. And while it was a good idea on paper, it did result in... like a lot of the characters in that game, like just straight up being better than others because of the unique dice that they get.
You add on the challenge of
What if you
trying to
load,
get
like,
80 or
achievements?
more points.
You can ignore the
using
achievements
worst
then.
Star in the
You don't
game.
have to get
Now
'em.
that's interesting. Now that's content. But just having the challenge there, it's
Get the
not
waifu.
enough. What makes it meaningful, something worth doing, is what you unlock for doing it. Something you want to have, a real reward that will push you out of your comfort zone. Something that may feel annoying at the time, but then you feel accomplished.
Next Sakurai works on a new Mario Kart game in the future. Suffer, Miyamoto, suffer. No, I'm making your shitty series better, bitch. I don't think Miyamoto would mind that.
Afterward, and the important word here is meaningful content. The things
Meaningful
you're
guy,
unlocking
you said
in this
it!
game are important. Stuff you want to have. You unlock characters.
Oh, fuck, I'm gonna lose this one. Oh, man, I thought that was a glide.
Afterward. And the important word here is meaningful content. The things you're unlocking in this game are important. Stuff you want to have. You unlock characters, skins for those characters.
Oh, I guess I get sent back to the
customization
last
options for your
checkpoint,
ride,
so, like,
new
the rest stop.
rides. Even if all you care about is the multiplayer, in order to use a ride in ranked, you have to unlock it from the checklist. And these don't always have to be intentional. Maybe you do an online match, you do really well, and now you're rewarded rewarded with a new ride to try in your next match. I can't explain to you the pure dopamine in participating in a long round of city trial, playing really well, and then you're rewarded with a ton of unlocks. The checklist system
It was kind of a dopamine rush for me too, I gotta admit.
It sound awesome every time you unlock
It was like
something.
you accomplished a lot. That's the great thing.
But
it's the feeling of like accomplishing something when you feel like you weren't even really working towards anything at all. Like you finish the match, the first couple of matches you do, and just for not even actively working at it, 5 achievements. And you weren't even trying to do 5 achievements. You just got 5 achievements. It feels good. It is straight up a dopamine rush.
Checklist begins blank. You don't just see every achievement in the
Don't
game
even actively work towards
Once
shit. You get rewarded
something,
anyway.
It reveals all of the achievements around it, meaning you can slowly chip
up City
away at the
43.
list, one achievement
Yeah,
at
he
a
likes
time.
it.
It's not so restrictive.
He's got a felt Mario
you're
Kart,
not given
though.
any options, but it also protects you from paralysis of analysis, of given so many choices that you have no meaningful way of deciding what to do next.
Meaningful.
And Sakurai knew how important this system is. It's in every aspect of the game. Every single mode has its own checklist, including online play. If you go to the stadium mode to just try out some of the mini games and you hover over one of the mini games, it'll tell you what achievement you could work toward.
I did notice that. I think that's a good idea.
Mode you play or what you value in
give the
video
players an
games,
idea of
there
what
is
they should
some
focus
challenge
on.
for you to complete to unlock something you want, whether that be customization or characters or rides. There's something for everyone. Now, how do you unlock stuff in Mario Kart World? Maybe this will give you a reason to play in that open world. Not really. You can unlock costumes by picking up fast food. Yes, that's all you have to do. No unique challenges.
You can just
And you
grind
don't
that in
even
the
have to
open
go
world.
into the open
Grind
world
the
to
fast
do
food
it.
there.
These appear on the races too. How about the carts? Nope,
No,
that's
just grind it on the
collecting
open world. It's
coins,
easier.
Coins which are everywhere and thus provide no meaningful gameplay. You would have been collecting them anyway, as they cause your car to go faster in the races. What about characters? There are 50 characters, so surely there must be some cool challenges to unlock those. Well, for the main characters, it's completing the Grand Prix, which you should get something for doing those, but it's not really that unique or interesting. As for the NPC characters, originally the only way to do it was with the Kamek item, something that would randomly spawn for people near last place, and it gives the character randomly based on what track it is, only to the people in front of you. So even if you get the Kamek item, you don't get the character. You have to hope someone else gets the item and you get lucky. Now, more
The only
recently,
character
they updated
that
the
gave me a
game to
problem
make it
with this
so if
was,
you're in
Peepa.
a UFO and you
Peepa-
abduct
well,
a
Peepa and
character,
Fishbone.
you then get that character.
And then I
Still
eventually got
random,
him just
given
by
you have to
playing the
find
game.
that character and not that interesting.
I did not have to actively work towards unlocking any character in Mario Kart World. I just got them all by playing the game. There's Peepa and Fishbone in particular. Fishbone took forever. But yeah, look, it's probably gonna be a better way to unlock the characters. They did fix it by giving it the UFO option. You can abduct the character you don't have and just unlock them that way.
They updated the game to make it so if you're in a UFO and you abduct a character, you then get that character. Still random, given you have to find that character, and not that interesting, given every character is unlocked the same way. But at least it's a little better. At least it's not complete RNG. But that's it. Other than stickers, they wasted this gameplay opportunity, something that could have brought meaning to the open world, and wasted it on making the game more annoying. Instead of unlocking you stickers, the open world challenges should have unlocked you characters. It still would be worse than Air Riders, because the challenges aren't that interesting and the characters provide no meaningful gameplay, but it's something. As of now, there's no reason to go into the open world at all. Maybe to ride the UFO one time to find the one character you want. I guess there is one singular other reason to go in the open world, and that's if you want mirror mode, and that's just complete all the cups, do 10 P-switch missions, collect 10 Peach medals, and open 10 question mark plates. And after that, only if this is something you really care about, are you completely done with the open world forever. No other reason to ever touch it. It's just pathetic. Our next big mistake is gameplay variety. I feel like I've already made it clear that Kirby Air Riders has a ton of variety, a ton of challenges, 4 different main modes, mini games, 18
No, I pointed that out earlier. I pointed that out.
Modes,
I pointed that out earlier. The meaningful content.
36 in total, a giant sandbox, not to mention all of the variations of those things with unique events, along with all of the customization I talked about earlier. This game has a ton of variety. Mario Kart World has Grand Prix, which you've seen in every Mario Kart game ever, Knockout Tour, which is a slight variation on this, where the players in last place are eliminated over time until there's only one person left. This is considered one of the main modes of the game, and it's in Kirby Air Ride with no
They need to add more routes to
because although
Knockout
it's
Tour.
slightly different, it's still the
Oh yeah,
exact
he
same
notices that
gameplay. So
Kirby
really, the
stole
only
Knockout
gameplay
Tour.
variety is the battle mode, which is worse than every other Mario Kart battle mode, offering only 2 ways to play.
Yeah, they removed
with
the
no
modes from Mario Kart 8
customization.
Deluxe.
Either balloon
Shit
battle,
sucks.
which you've seen a million times, or coin battle, which you just collect coins from hitting people rather than knocking them
Update,
out.
maybe?
All of which has a 3-minute timer that you can't even adjust. This is so tacked on, by the way, that I couldn't even find an online match for it. Nobody's playing this. All that leaves is the open world, which I feel like I've made it pretty
Literally,
clear
no one's
by
talking
now
about
is
it.
not very
No one is
good.
talking
Maybe
about
the
it.
challenges were more unique. You had a reason to do them. There were interesting events of some kind. But no, all you get is this. So ultimately, the only way to play the game is the same way you've played every other Mario Kart ever made, which you think would get old by now. Okay, now it's time for lightning round comparisons. Mario Kart, items are way too meaningful. Being in first place feels like it doesn't matter at all. You could be doing well, get hit by 300 items in a row, and now you're in last. It just feels bad. Air Riders improves this by hitting your enemy, only slows them down a little bit, but it speeds you up. So it's less of a downer for the opponent, but makes you feel even better. However, if your goal is to make them feel bad, the air rides have health, so you can actually work toward blowing up their ride and knocking them out completely. Though this is only for the races in City Trial or Road Trip. Next, I think Mario Kart's track design has really fallen off. Because the game is designed for 24 players, the tracks are far too wide. It ends up making them feel boring, like nothing's going on. Unless you're getting pelted with items, which does happen a lot, then it's impossible to fail. Now, it's not every track, but it's a general trend. Air Ride, it can be genuinely hard.
There are a few
to
tracks
not
in
run
the world that
into
I feel like
walls,
end too
making the
soon,
game fun even
like
if you're
Boost Cinema.
completely alone in first by a mile.
Like they end
so how
just
did
as
it
they're
end
getting
up
good.
This way? One game so good and the other so bad. Both exclusives for the same console. Well, I think by now the answer should be obvious. It's true vision and caring about what the players want. Mario Kart
Sakurai
World
has
does
a
not
vision.
care about what you want at all. The player choice is non-existent and it lacks any clear vision. The open world is the most important part of the game. It single-handedly ruins the online mode, and yet it's completely unimportant. You never have to interact with it. Why? Kirby Air Riders, on the other hand, has a very clear vision. It is a complete improvement of the original game with every mode connected by the single-player story mode, and is one of the most customizable games ever from appearance to gameplay. You can play however you want to play. It has complete respect for the player. Now, you may be wondering why I made this video instead of a real review of Kirby Air Riders.
Because you knew
It's
no
because
one would
I
watch
really
it.
like the game, so I want
Yep.
to 100% it before I review it. And if you
Ah,
haven't
that's
figured
fair.
it out yet, that's going to take a very long time. But if you want my initial thoughts, I obviously think the game is very good. I don't really like Top Ride. I didn't like it in the
Don't
first
worry,
game.
nobody does.
Not a fan in this one either. I don't hate it. I just feel like I have little control over if I win or not. There's so much nonsense going on. The single player, I'm also mildly disappointed in. There's just not that much to it. It's no subspace emissary, that's for sure. I actually think it might have been a little bit better if the road trip mode was shorter and more like a roguelike. Right now, it's
It
actually
is,
very
but
long.
yeah,
and playing it
I will
all
say,
in one
it-
sitting
the
does get
road trip is a bit
tiring. But other
longer
that,
than
I really
it
enjoy
probably
the
should
game.
be.
Make sure to see the review, and if not that, make sure to subscribe for the Metroid Prime review, which is probably coming next. Anyway, bye.
It needs to hit a sweet spot between the length of Smash Bros. 3DS Classic mode and the current iteration of Road Trip. Like, if it was like a Goldilocks between those two, it'd be the perfect length to like constantly go back and replay. But as it is now, I don't really see myself doing Road Trip with every single character because it's like a 2-hour and some change ordeal. Especially on Super Hard. Alright, we got the flower. This is Paintra, I believe, boss from Triple Deluxe, which is a Kirby game I know about but have not played. Pretty good. He likes the game, doesn't hate the game, doesn't hate it in the slightest. Sieves at Mario Kart World again. Now, look, the criticisms that he made with Mario Kart World are not criticisms unique to him. There's certainly things that I've heard about the game before, especially, you know, items being way too chaotic, the track design seemingly taking a step back due to the presence of 24 racers. It's nothing that we haven't heard before, right? I do feel like, you know, if you really get down to the nitty-gritty, there's certainly some notes that Mario Kart World can take from Kirby, especially as far as, you know, single-player content offerings, customization. God, especially the customization online. Road trip should be more random, in my opinion, since challenges are the same every playthrough. I thought they were random up until New Game Plus. It's just doing the missions that you hadn't done beforehand on your first run. Oh well, another fell for it again award from Sakurai. Let's watch some DK Man stuff. Why we got Donkey World instead of Zelda World? I think I know why. They wanted to do like a big media push for Donkey Kong. That's why. It's gonna be 20 minutes for him to explain that.
The year is 2015. Nintendo and Universal announced a partnership to bring the famous gaming giant into the established Universal Studios theme parks. A brief tease would come a little over a year later with this video, and in the comments section, fans would speculate on what other famous Nintendo IP would be in the park. Expectations were set in early interviews that while Nintendo considered franchises like Splatoon, they really wanted to focus on one big and immersive world, going with the obvious choice. While this statement was mostly true,
yeah,
they had one more franchise up their sleeve. 6 years after the announcement of the partnership, Nintendo finally cleared things up. We all knew that Universal would feature the Mario Brothers. What other coveted Nintendo IP would join in on the fun? Would they go for the usual Mario and Zelda approach, or bring in more recent hits like Animal Crossing or Splatoon? Turns out the answer was none of those. They chose Donkey Kong. But why? He hadn't had a game in years, and there were all these other choices that might have seemed better. While we don't have—
There is a stained glass, a little stained glass of Link and Zelda, and I believe Ganondorf as well at Epic Universe right now. So you know, now that we got Donkey Kong, I would suppose it's inevitable that Zelda is next, or get fucking Hyrule at Epic Universe. It's gonna be so amazing, guys. It's gonna be like stepping into the world of Twilight Princess, because of course it'll be either based on Twilight Princess or Breath of the Wild.
Nintendo's specific reasoning for why other IP.
Oh, you actually went to Universal Studios Japan?
Breadcrumbs and explain why I think they chose Donkey Kong and ultimately why that was the right choice. I also got a chance to go to Donkey World myself, and I'll be getting into the execution of all this later in the video. In that Miyamoto video where he said they wanted to completely focus on Mario, either he wasn't telling the whole truth or Universal was pulling a fast one. Donkey Kong was in the plan from the start. In fact, the Donkey Kong ride would be the main attraction. In 2016, a patent was filed for the Boom Coaster. This would entail an engineering
I remember when this got
simulate
leaked.
a vehicle jumping. Didn't even really try to hide the ball here, like this is a minecart, brother. The long and short of it is that you're not actually riding on these rails. There's a hidden one underneath the ride that holds onto you while you're jumping from track to track. While I'm sure you could jam this concept into a multitude of different IP, it seems like a schematic tailor-made for the Donkey Kong Country minecart levels. We're quite grounded in the concept of being on rails in theme parks, but being able to jump from one track to another is a whole new level. The other major reason it had to be Donkey Kong was simply that the other IP weren't ready yet. It's no question that the Mount Rushmore of Nintendo franchises in the Switch generation were Mario, Animal Crossing, Zelda, and Splatoon. Donkey Kong was totally MIA for the life of the Switch besides ports and Mario spin-offs, but these deals were set in place years before the Switch hit the market. The Nintendo landscape was just different back then. Speaking of missing an entire generation, Zelda's Wii U title was set to flip the series on its head and give it a gigantic makeover. And who knew how that was going to turn out in 2015? Animal Crossing had always sold well, especially on the 3DS, but it massively flopped on the Wii U. They threw a ton of weight behind it with legions of Animal Crossing amiibo that just sort of sat on the shelf. I remember buying my copy for $20. Imagine getting a Nintendo game and an amiibo for $20. Splatoon was off to an incredible start, but was way too new to use in a theme park. Meanwhile, Donkey Kong was putting up very respectable numbers on the Wii and Wii U, making it a pretty logical choice from a franchise management perspective. Side note,
So
if you're
Donkey
wondering
Kong
about
is
Kirby and
basically a
Pokemon,
Mario
those
character?
IP they're only partially owned by Nintendo, which would make a deal like this more complicated and less profitable for them. There are also a few other factors that made Donkey Kong the obvious choice. While the Breath era of Zelda would prove to be incredibly popular, that game was still in development at the time of the deal.
Even if you went with Zelda, there's a problem that pops up. Which version of that world are you making?
Are you doing the classic NES and SNES sensibilities, or the previous peak of the franchise on the N64? Do you go for the cute and approachable Wind Waker era, or do you bet it all?
Well, now they kind of answered this question with the movie. You just do Breath of the Wild with a little bit of Ocarina sprinkled in.
On this new
the most popular one with the most iconic one.
All sorts of different demographics with their own very different fond
they
memories.
They did end up answering that question eventually.
You would have to come up with a theme park ride, and what would you do with that? Ride the train? Take Captain's Speeder out? A game about the simple joys of life isn't really theme park material. As much as I would love to ride the theoretical Nook's Eviction Notice ride, I think there are better options. You can imagine some fun stuff with Splatoon in your head, but these plans were drawn shortly after the franchise launched, and we didn't know about the long-term prospects of the series at the time. These theme park rides are huge investments that span decades and attempt to appeal to the widest audience possible.
Basically, DK was hot in 2015 and the other franchises weren't. You get it?
It has taken so many different forms that it doesn't have that same immediate brand recognition that Donkey Kong does.
In the wider pop culture landscape, Donkey Kong has an edge because of the simplicity and consistency of his image.
Here she is with a magic arm.
Not to mention his impending debut in the top-grossing video game movie of all time. I think with Sonic 3 and Minecraft coming and going, that record isn't going anywhere for a while. Mario Galaxy might pass them, but you know, that's potato. Donkey Kong's probably going to make some sort of cameo appearance in there too. With all the timelines adding up, as well as the prominence of this monkey temple and everything surrounding the movie and theme park, you have to imagine there was a little brand synergy going on here. It's also interesting to note that while we have confirmation of a Donkey Kong movie coming out from Universal, the Zelda movie is being helmed by Sony. While Epic Universe features WB's Harry Potter interpretation, I have a feeling that there might be some preferential treatment for IP that Universal has access to in the grand scheme of things.
Considering all this, it becomes crystal clear why Donkey Kong was chosen. It's also part of a very long game Nintendo has been playing to put Donkey Kong back up on their Mount Rushmore of tentpole IP.
Between 2015 and 2017, they greenlit a theme park, movie appearance, and EPD Tokyo game. It's wild to see how much has been brewing behind the scenes for DK, and I'm eager to see if it pays off.
So that's why we got Donkey Kong Country rather than any other Nintendo IP. While I would love to see a dozen more rides based on Star Fox, F-Zero, Metroid, and Zelda 2, there's a lot of harsh
Star Fox Star Tours ride
with cost and real estate. So it'll be a long time before we see other Nintendo brands represented in a similar big way. All that being said, you might be wondering how they pulled it off. Let's talk about it.
I got the chance to visit Epic for one day as a birthday treat for my son and his nephew. My son and his nephew? What does that even mean? I got the chance to visit Epic for one.
To be fair, it does flow quite well, going from Mario to Donkey Kong Land, sort of the same world, but not. Well, yeah, because Donkey Kong and Mario are in the same world. Bonanza just reinforced that.
One day as a birthday treat for my son and my nephew. I teamed up with my brother-in-law, a frequent flyer of these sorts of theme parks. He's a Florida man. After a long drive, we stayed at a hotel walking distance from Epic Universe. Getting there the night before was nice. We got a chance to pick up some very expensive power-up bands. DK for me and
like
Diddy for the little
$100.
guy. There's an app that corresponds with all the theme park activities, and it's a nice thing to explore in between rides. We're allowed to hit the park an hour early the next day, and man, it was packed already. I'm not huge on crowds, but I gotta say it was kind of neat to see just how mainstream video games have become.
While I wanted to beeline to Donkey World, they didn't open that part of the park early for reasons we will discover. That's what we in the biz like to call a little foreshadowing, gamers.
We hit the Mario Kart ride first, trying to avoid the whole waiting game. They sell express passes for nosebleed-inducing sums of money, so we went to the regular lines with all our other fellow brokies. I'll throw in a bit about Mario at the end for those who care about it, but let's keep the spotlight on our boy. We got out of Mario Kart in time to hop in line for Minecart Madness, the main Donkey Kong attraction. It's at the back of Donkey Kong Country, and man, there is a tangible wow factor to the way
Japanese
that this
lady
part of
made
the
me
park
buy one of
came
the
out.
stupid
Mario feels
bands.
very out of this world with all the plastic
He upsold
surfaces,
you.
but Donkey Kong
No.
Country, it fits like a glove in Orlando, Florida. All the foliage, the weather, the relentless sun beating down on you, it feels like a jungle. You got DK's house, Funky's plane, a Rambi box, all the staples from one very specific Donkey Kong game and no others. In the back, they went with the temple aesthetic, which I always thought was one of the stronger aspects of Retro's Donkey Kong world. There's a bunch of other stuff to do around the park, but we rushed into the line because of the expected wait times. It was estimated to be 40 minutes, which which didn't seem too bad until they made an announcement. The ride was broken. So before I mentioned how Donkey Kong was the plan from the start, and I wasn't kidding. Along with that 2016 patent, Coaster Studios saw parts of the track being manufactured in 2018. He did a cool video on the ride, and I'll link that at the end of this one. It took the entire Switch generation to build this ride because it exhibits some cutting-edge technology. While that made the ride really interesting, it also makes it really prone to issues. My brother-in-law went to the pre-opening of the park and couldn't ride Donkey Kong on the day that he stayed. Determined to hit this ride, we waited in the jungle. There wasn't much to look at here. While the outside of the ride featured a lot of elements from the temple world, the inside more so resembled the Kong temples throughout Donkey Kong Country Returns. There are some nice touches like these DK barrels you can scan, hieroglyphics exhibiting arcade Donkey Kong, among other imagery. We watched countless people give up while we waited, wondering if they were ever going to figure this ride out. After a while, the kids started to groan that they didn't care about the ride and they just wanted to goof around, but we had to teach them the hard lesson of sunk cost fallacy. No risk it, no biscuit, I said, patting my son's head and admiring someone's
risk it for the biscuit.
Shirt. I'm kidding. We told him we'd wait 10 more minutes and then bounce. As the timer went off and I turned my back, the intercom came on again. I didn't even hear what the lady was saying. The crowd erupted in joy, screaming. The ride was fixed and we were pretty close at this point. We turned the corner to see a fully animatronic Cranky Kong, and I gotta be honest, it's a little weird. Cranky Kong has a bunch of out-of-character dialogue he spouts off.
The trouble is the tiki-tack tribe. Those good-for-nothing dumb-drums have broken.
His voice casting is okay, I guess, but it just feels like Nintendo sent someone who never played Donkey Kong a picture of Cranky and just told him to go wild. It's odd because this could have been a total slam dunk moment.
At least it's not the movie's voice.
You have the Cranky Kong animatronic set up to rock back and forth, talking smack about Donkey Kong. He could still serve a functional role of preparing people for the ride.
Yeah, but the normies don't know that Cranky Kong is supposed to be a bastard.
People's clothes or hair too.
Yeah, but like they don't know Cranky Kong's bad like that.
I didn't spend too much time around Cranky with divine moves.
They don't know that. Like Cranky Kong's like a lesser character in the franchise, at least to normies. So like if they had him bully the park goers, a lot of them probably won't understand Cranky Kong's shtick, and then they would get upset. Hey, Goki.
Moving so fast, but as we got closer, we saw a lot of other cool bits of decoration. As we turned the last corner to board the ride, we saw Dixie Kong. The animatronics look great, although it kind of looks like her arm is melting. Like what's going on here, guys? We strapped in the minecart, and this is where things got interesting. You see, the new innovation that Universal was cooking up for so long
Why is Donkey Kong's dad
from an
bullying
immersion
me?
and experience standpoint. There's a bracket that holds the entire vehicle from one side and attaches to the real rail buried out of sight. It looks like you're riding on the minecart rails that frequently dead end, and the illusion totally works. You creep up toward the launch point where the barrel launches you out. You're dodging and jumping from rail to rail, hitting high speeds and looking out at the rest of the park while you're doing it. It's a lot to take in. The ride is a little jerky thanks to that lack of support on one side, but I didn't find it too uncomfortable. It's over pretty
Well, that's
quick,
the whole idea.
but
It's a
great
jerky
experience.
minecart.
The other neat part about the ride
From
is
the
how
game.
well it's integrated into the park's surroundings. It feels like an extension of this donkey world you're hanging out in. When we got out, I had to try the snacks. We headed over to the bubbly barrel. And I got
the Donkey Kong hot dog.
Float. The cup has pineapple soda in it, and then there's a waffle cone that they put on top, holding banana and pineapple ice cream in it. We had a nice finish on
sounds
top
baller.
with crunchy toffee pieces.
Better
and
pineapple
caramel
on that than on
popcorn.
pizza.
It's expensive as you would imagine a theme park treat to be, but it was a good share with my son. It's really good. The fruity flavors are sweet but not overpowering, and the crunchy bits on top, my boy. The way they work the character onto the spoon is neat too. A lot of merch tie-ins have giant obnoxious character heads or logos, but the DK barrel mug here just feels natural. It's nice. I got this extra mug that I was really excited about, but now I'm not exactly sure what to do with it because it can't hold coffee. I was curious about the DK Glizzy, so I looked at all the restaurants on the map and discovered something terrifying. There is no DK Glizzy. It's not at the Bubbly Barrel, it's not at the Mario restaurants, it's not at the hot dog stand. The DK Glizzy is nowhere to be found.
It's only in Japan?
Is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
Really?
I just turned my back and walked out of the park all the way home. I'm kidding,
That
but
sucks.
man, the DK Glizzy looked cool. I don't even like hot dogs, but look at this. It's apparently only in Japan, and that needs to change. Maybe King K. Rool got tired of golden bananas and went after the obvious next best thing, the DK Glizzy. Or maybe he just stole it because he was being left out.
I'm leaving here with something. I'm from around the way. I'm leaving with something.
Call your local senator and demand justice for the DK Glizzy. Anyway, there's a bunch of other stuff to do
That
around
sucks,
the park.
man.
You'll notice that the ride pretty much wraps around everything you're seeing, so
Damn,
other
Universal
people moving on the
sucks.
minecart is a nice backdrop, especially with the waterfall. You can move around looking for
Scracko
puzzle
again.
pieces and Kong letters, and they'll unlock stuff in your app. The app is strangely built as a layer within the Universal app. Kind of weird how it's all displayed, but it's super useful in pre-ordering food and checking wait times, so potato. Go ahead and throw the Donkey Kong in there too. The pictures you earn are nothing out of the ordinary. It's just that house style from Nintendo with illustrations you've probably already seen. The only one that caught me off guard was Monkey Mouth. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got Monkey Mouth. There's a roulette spinning just like the barrel at the end of the returns levels, and you'll get extra.
Wait, Monkey Mouth?
You've probably already seen. The only one that caught me off guard was Monkey Mouth. Ladies.
Oh, the statues.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I definitely haven't seen that art before. No, he's right. All the art, all the 2D illustrations here, they're just stock art. Like, I've seen them before. But the statue, though, I haven't seen the art of that statue before. That was made just for the theme park. Commissioned exclusively for the theme park.
There's a roulette spinning just like the barrel at the end of the returns levels, and you'll get extra little goodies just like you do in the game. I wouldn't say there's like this deep experience within the app, but it's a nice little bonus to have things to do in between rides. The other neat part of DKC is the Rambi crate. You have to get a little crew together and play along with the beat of the song to summon him. It takes a long time for Rambi to break out, so the moment is definitely earned. I didn't see anyone jumping around the DK suit. I imagine it's too hot in the Florida summer to do meet and greets. Funky's Flying By has merch, which ties nicely into his role in Tropical Freeze. If you haven't noticed by now, this park isn't so much a celebration of the Donkey Kong franchise as it is a celebration of Donkey Kong Country Returns. Everything in this park reflects this one particular Donkey Kong game from 2010. At the time the park was built, this made the most sense considering Donkey Kong Frozen Ape wouldn't really work in Orlando, Florida. It's kind of funny. The Mario side has a similar vibe.
Shop,
they play this amazing
was in
galaxy
Freeze,
arrangement
not
on the way in,
Returns.
but Mario's chunk of the park is frozen in time as well.
I think most people walking by won't notice the difference, but 90% of Super Nintendo World was plucked from the Wii U era. Maybe that's why Nintendo was so vanilla in that generation.
On one hand, it's a little disappointing I can't go into the Monkey Mines, Crazy Kremland, or look at the Blast-O-Matic in the distance. On the other, I feel like this was the most realizable version of this whole concept.
While it'd be cool to have red girders, pirate ships, and jungles all in the same place, they would need a ton of real estate to make that happen. For what it is, Returns does fit really well into this park.
It's cartoony and approachable with that trademark sense of immersion.
Like, you gotta be able to shill it to the normie masses.
Aesthetic, but it
you can't go too hard.
General audience attending the
you gotta
park.
respect the real estate that you have to work with.
Say what you will
and
about 3D
how
Land and World,
regarded
those
Americans
Mario
will
games
react.
feel the most pure in terms of what Mario represents, even though I'm more partial to his more wacky adventures on the moon and in New Donk City.
So it's bittersweet in a sense. I would favor some sort of theoretical DK park made in the 90s, but at the same time, I'm not sure you could really capture the je ne sais quoi of that original DKC trilogy. So don't come here looking for something that it's not, but it's incredible for what it is.
I have some B-roll playing here, but don't get it twisted. Videos don't fully capture the sense of immersion that is in these parks. I went back and forth a bunch of times throughout the long day I had there and never got tired of that moment you emerge from each tunnel. At the entrance and exit of Donkey World, you have the opportunity to go into generational debt for merch. The selection we got here, it's alright. I like this headband. They're obviously trying to ape the Disney Years concept.
Merch.
You know what? They kind of pull it off here. I love merch that feels in universe.
No,
These
I like
monkeys
that.
do be
I like that.
hanging
I
out
do
in
like that.
levitating
I do like
barrels.
that.
We
That's
got some
good.
toys, more toys, giant plush toys, water bottles, pins, and keychains. I hope you like that Mario style donkey.
I am a sucker. I am a sucker for pins. I am a sucker for pins. I would go for the pins for sure.
Art because it's everywhere. It's funny because they switched out a lot of these pictures to gel more with the redesign, but here they are, classic as ever.
Nintendo needs a new executive role called the Chief Nitpicker. They would just go around and find strange inconsistencies like this.
I like this minecart drawing. They got a baby onesie with it, which is awesome, and it's colored like DK's tie. A lot of these shirts are, they're what you would expect. I'm not really impressed, but it might not be the audience for this. I find giant character branded stuff to be a little gaudy.
I like other merch like this. Like, check out this Pokemon shirt. And you might be thinking, what do you mean Pokemon shirt? But enhance. You see that? It's subtle and artistic. These little parasects just walking around in the jungle. It's not dragging a PNG onto a canvas or making some sort of arbitrary pattern. I would love to see DK merch do this, like a Hawaiian shirt with barrels, bananas, palm trees, and stuff like that. The symbols of the series woven into a pattern greater than the sum of its parts.
They had a red Hawaiian shirt that came close to the concept, but didn't really stick the landing.
Maybe I'm just not the audience for this.
The company that made my Parasect shirt went out of business, but giant shirts with Pikachu's face on it will persist at Walmart for generations. Anyway, they have a bunch of other toys, mugs, and keychains, all sporting that same art style.
Oh,
What
the
did I say?
DK,
Well, I got a
the
bag.
DK
Can't really pack
plushies.
properly,
Oh
so this
wait,
came in handy on our.
sorry, it always zooms in when I double pause it like that. Look, the fucking scuffed DK plushies, and they're inaccurate now because they redesigned them.
style. What did I snag? Well, I got a bag. I didn't really pack properly, so this came in handy on our first night.
Yeah, it feels
it's a
like a
neat set
Pokemon
of
Fest.
renders with the gang all here, although it would have been nice for Rambi and Squawks to get a little freshening up rather than being just tossed in there. It's got Mario Kart stuff on the back. I forgot to pack a hat, so this one came in handy. It has this banana pattern that shows up when it's wet. The little guys on the trip really found that fascinating. It's simple and plain.
Oh,
and
I see
like
the banana
got the
pattern.
headband as an addition to
Can
our
barely
little
see it in
TV
the video.
studio here and snagged this bag. It's colored and shaped like a banana with these little flares on the side and on the zipper. There's even a funny little pattern inside. You put all that together with the hat and you're swagger maxing. I also got this Diddy Kong. I was trying to get some gifts for my other kids and this seemed cute. I like the banana coin touch.
Wait, we
My
only took
favorite
one
buy
kid?
were these decals. I don't know where I'm gonna put them, but these illustrations are great.
Along with the mug and power bands I mentioned earlier, I'd like to say that we made out like Bluster Kong raiding his mom's bank account.
I know I spent a long time dissecting this like a nerd.
We couldn't take all the kids to Super Nintendo World?
But what I do want to bookend this whole thing with is the perspective that I was absolutely ecstatic about the whole experience. I can't describe how neat it is to see the palpable excitement around me for Donkey Kong. The park is gorgeous and a great time. A grand way to celebrate a couple of birthdays. I would recommend hitting this park at some point if you can make the pilgrimage to Japan or Florida.
Thank you for the
I
lurk,
don't think
Yuna.
they have it anywhere else.
Before you go, because I think you came here after the announcement, I'm going to try to do a 24-hour stream for Metroid Prime 4. Extra Lifestyle Charity 24-hour stream or the release of Metroid Prime 4. Tentatively on December 4th, maybe December 3rd. For the kids. For the children's hospitals. Dingus versus Dave, Metroid Prime 4, but not really. Yeah, not really. No. It's because Christmas Cruise, I'll be gone from the 12th to 21st, so I felt bad. And Gondola recently did his 24-hour charity stream, so I was like, well, maybe I can ape that and give you a long stream to make up for the absence of content during that long span. It's basically a third of the month. But yeah, I got that going on. All right, you are now allowed. You're dismissed. Class is dismissed. You can go lurk now. I just wanted you to know, man.
That's just a chunk of Epic Universe,
Okay, back
though.
to the
Dragon
game.
stuff is awesome, and I'm sure the Harry Potter people will like the Harry Potter stuff. There's this cute platypus guy. We skipped Dark Universe, but it seems like there's a lot to see there as well. We spent 14 straight hours in the park, and the kids had a blast.
Last but not least, let me briefly talk about the Mario stuff for those of you who are interested.
Much like the DK part, this is incredibly immersive. It's like jumping straight into Mario 3D Land. As the 1% of Mario fans who like those games more than the exploratory ones, it was really cool to see it come to life, and it feels like the best version of Mario for a theme park. They have a ton of animatronics running around as well as a multitude of little challenges to tackle with your crew. If you beat enough of them, you unlock a Bowser Jr. attraction. Like, seriously, they won't let you in until you've beaten them. Inside you play a game that controls kind of like a Kinect game, but I don't want to undersell it. It is actually a lot of fun. The Mario Kart ride was pretty cool too. I liked all the elements of Mario Kart 8 they brought to life, like the Mii costumes. I will say it was a little weird to walk through here months after Mario Kart World released with a totally different aesthetic and identity.
Wait, the Game Awards is the 11th. You probably need to get ready for the cruise instead of watching it with me. Let's see. Let me check that calendar. You're right. You're right. I totally did not even consider that. So we head out on the. We're supposed to head out on the 12th. And then it actually starts on the 13th. So. No, it works. It works. If we start in the evening, because I can like do my packing earlier in the week. We should still be able to do that. React. That would be like the final stream. That works. That'd be the final stream before I head out. It'll be very sad and disappointing. And Dingus gone for like 10 days and some change. Well, thank you for reminding me. I hadn't even realized that shit might intersect. But yeah, I should still be able to do it. It's just a couple of hours in the evening, so as long as I do my packing earlier in the week and then have all that squared away the morning that same day, it should be good.
But I'm sure most people won't think too hard about it.
See, even
Let me know if things change though. Absolutely.
Yoshi gets a ride, and man, they went big on the design of the waiting room. I love that classic Yoshi's Island art style, even if that art style was originally for a Donkey Kong game. The ride has some of the Yoshis from New Super U and Captain Toad, a true celebration of the few and proud Wii U owners.
The rides are cool, but I think the real selling point is just taking the sights in. The kids could not walk past blocks without punching them.
It's so surreal to be inside a pipe or walking through Peach's castle. The food is pretty cool too. There's a Toad-themed restaurant with fake windows to show the mundane life of a Toad village. They serve some of those Japanese-style dishes, emphasizing the presentation to wild levels.
Like I said with Donkey Kong, this version of Mario is sort of frozen in time, representing the Wii U generation.
You're not going to find a whole lot of stuff from other eras, but they sprinkle in some little things, like these paintings from Mario 64 DS, or Bowser Jr. having his classic paintbrush. I think I heard an Odyssey track playing at one point as well. They had this one part in the waiting dungeon of Mario Kart where they had a storybook opened with a normal Mario on it. Like seriously, easy peasy slam dunk, just put Paper Mario there. It's a storybook!
Why? Give me money, Nintendo. I can do this work for you.
Oh, I forgot to mention, one of my favorite parts of the park was the way they peppered Pikmin in. The idea feels right at home in the Pikmin universe, that these little guys have always been here and they're just doing their little tasks.
Well, that's what that new short revealed.
Popular as he is to breathing. As the #1 Louis fan, I salute him. Anyway, that's Donkey World. It's a good
Oh look, that's the same glass. That's the same glass of Link. The same glass of Link.
As the #1 Louis fan, I salute him. Anyway,
the same glass of Link. Hyrule is next.
That's Donkey World. It's a good time and really vindicating to see Donkey Kong take center stage in pop culture again.
While there's room to dream of different scenarios of what could have been, what we have here is a really fun time, especially with your family and friends.
Friends? What friends? Pretty good video. One day, chat. One day, we'll head down to Florida. We'll go to Donkey Kong Land. Oh, I already did that one. I guess I should take the money. Alright, we gotta do the daily wrap. I did not forget about the daily wrap. I just wanted to learn about Donkey Kong Land. Let's hit the Florida goal. Yeah, Miyamoto's Pikmin autism. He'll do everything in his power to make Pikmin popular, whether you like it or not. And you're gonna like it. Yeah, one of these days we'll do Donkey Kong Land. We'll do Expand Dong Land. I gotta do it at some point in my lifetime. It's in the name, brother. But really good. Look, my only negative, my only thing I gotta like dock points for is no Donkey Kong hot dog. Like what the fuck? Only Japan gets the hot dog? Don't they know hot dog is an all-American, red-blooded, two-fisted American tradition? Give me my fucking hot dog. All right? He makes a great point too about how like the despite, you know, the park just opening, it does kind of feel like it's frozen in time just due to how long it took for them to make it, the logistics of them making all that, constructing that land, those two lands, because it took so long. They're kind of frozen in the Wii U era. But at the same time, it kind of benefits from the Wii U era being so generic that it's kind of like you get to immerse yourself in that world, but it doesn't get too wild with it. But because even though it doesn't go too wild with it, it still doesn't prevent you from immersing yourself. It's just like don't expect to see any areas from Odyssey or anything like that. It's just like you're in Mario's world. You're in the positive, chill level 1 grassland. Then you go to Donkey Kong Land. It's like, oh, he's a monkey, so he lives in the jungle, and here is the jungle, and you're in the jungle. It is a nice exhibition of both IPs without it being too confusing for normies and non-gamers, which would be like that. That's the filter. That's like the skill check. As like a park architect, how do you represent these IPs without confusing the fuck out of people who haven't like engaged with them at all whatsoever? Well, that's pretty good. I agree with his reasoning for as to why they chose Donkey Kong over other IPs. It makes sense. You know, Zelda hadn't proven itself yet with Breath of the Wild. Donkey Kong Returns had sold bangers at the time that they commissioned the park. Pokemon and Kirby are like second-party games. Splatoon was too new. And Animal Crossing doesn't really integrate well with a theme park setting, unless you go like full cozy. You just have like the the train. You have the train from Animal Crossing GameCube as like the ride that takes you around the whole park. It was like they already have a train at Universal, don't they? All right, daily wrap time. All right, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Tap back, tap back, tap back in. We have a 12-minute daily wrap.
Good evening, everyone. Phil.
Shut up, Phil. 12-minute delayed daily wrap. You can watch it now. Let's get 1080, 1080p. Is Call of Duty over? Truck Sim still trucks on. Asmongold tomorrow. The daily wrap, November 23rd, 2025. I will not be watching the Asmongold thing. No. I'll probably watch someone else restream it, and I won't even finish the restream. I'll tune in for a couple minutes and then tune out, like I always do with the day stream nowadays. The worst thing that thing can be is boring. Yep. Oh, look, there's China. Yeah, the worst thing it can be is boring or average. It needs to be either great, fantastic, and he gets felted, or it needs to be like so bad it's good. But even then, if it's so bad it's good, I feel like I'd be coping a little bit. All right, 7654321. Let's fucking go.
Good evening, everyone. Phil here, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Sunday, the 23rd of November, 2025.
I'm Darkside Phil, and what do we do today?
A fun day, but also, I'm going to be honest, a stressful and concerning day when it comes to Call of Duty. All right?
Stressful.
I also have some positive updates in regards to tomorrow.
Stressful
and, the
and concerning.
So, in regards to today's full day of streaming, I returned from my day off to a fun podcast where we talked about various topics. This shirt, for some reason, is getting loose in the neck. You see that? It wasn't like that earlier today. Anyway, today's podcast covered various topics, including my day off, including the upcoming week, Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and all the stuff that's going to happen and go down during there. And, it was a fun podcast in general, nothing too crazy, but I was wondering, what's going to happen tomorrow in regards to Asmongold and possibly doing an interview / collab / whatever we're calling it with him.
I thought it was a co-op
because I hadn't heard from him in a few days. Now, I have an update on that.
He forgot about it.
So
he DM'd back.
I will cover that later in this video. I'm not going to address it now. If you want to see what happened
later in the video?
Watch the podcast.
What?
Okay?
Tell me now. I'll address it later in the video.
$14 of contributions.
At the very end? Is it happening? Is it not happening? He says it's going to happen.
Duty today. I don't
the
know
title says it's going to happen, so I have to assume you're just dicking me around, carrot dangle. Just say it's happening.
A podcast, especially
waste
returning
my
from a day
fucking
off,
time.
does much better than that.
Respects literally nobody's time but his own.
Like, wow, I wonder why the podcast didn't do so well today. Okay. So then we jumped into Call of Duty Black Ops 7. After today, I'm going to be honest with everyone. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong, and I'm not sure what to do to improve. And what I mean by that is, I understand that my aim is bad, and I know that if I practice, that my aim will get better. All right?
Oh, he's actually talking about the game.
Distinctly today, we saw some problems. For example,
the support.
Someone is right in front of me. They don't see me yet. I pull my weapon. I fire. I hit them 6 to 7 times. Dead. What just happened? Watch the kill cam. The kill cam shows me running up, going to draw. They shoot me. Boom, boom, boom. Then I fire. Boom, 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 boom. And as my 7th bullet is hitting, they do their second volley of 3 shots. Boom, boom, boom. I'm dead. Literally on my screen, never once did it show the enemy draw the weapon or fire it. I'm just dead. There were so many times today, snipers, all of a sudden, you see the glint, dead instantly. Wait, what? Did they aim? Did they fire? Watch the kill cam? Oh no, here we go. Dead, dead, dead. Literally like this. Dead, dead, dead.
They just wanted it more than you.
I'm not sure what to do to that. I don't know if it's my connection. I don't know if it has something to do with my settings. I'm not sure what it is. Previous
well, now
Call
your
of Duties,
PC's internet port is dead.
But last year when I played Black Ops 6, once I basically adapted from gamepad to keyboard mouse, I didn't have this problem. I was actually doing well. I was kicking ass. I was having tons of fun with the game.
I was kicking ass, man.
I genuinely don't know what I'm doing wrong, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do to improve. I'm just left kind of scratching my head, like
he's scratching his head,
and
he's confused.
Pissing me off. Like to
it's
be frank with you,
like,
I want to have
it's
fun with this
pissing
game,
me off.
but I'm not sure how I can when what I'm seeing on my screen is not representative of what's really happening in the game. When the kill cam literally doesn't align with the game, it makes me scratch my head. Now, in addition to that, today I saw something I'd never seen before. So I was on that map that's the ice map. It's like an icy lake, and there's like a bunch of cabins. So I'm running on the ice. All of a sudden, way out there, I see someone. I look, instantly dead. What happened? Let me watch the kill cam. The guy had an assault rifle, not kitted out at all, only a basic sight. He literally did this. One bullet, badunk, put the gun down dead. Instant headshot. Now, if he had gone with a spread like blah, and shot a bunch of bullets and it said random headshot win, I would have been like, okay. No, he just looked up, said one shot, and put it down. Cheating, right? Like, what else could it possibly be? And I'm playing, and the more I'm playing, I'm realizing, I think that this is like a rampant problem. Either everyone's cheating, everyone has some kind of crazy aim assist.
Damn, people are hacking in Call of Duty?
Using a gamepad
Really?
on PC. I'm just not getting
Say
it
it ain't
this year.
so.
Last year, I get it. Like, okay, I sucked and I got better and better over time. This year, it's like I'm trying. This is launch week, so
Yeah,
right? It
Phil
just
could
came
help.
out, so
Phil
a little
could
over
help
launch
the
week.
hackers
I
last
don't know
year,
what
but
I'm
not
doing
this
that
year.
I can improve.
You're getting
because it seems
older
like
and worse
my
at the game.
gun
I
is
don't
not
know.
effective.
The hackers are
Their
getting
guns
better.
insta kill me every time, and then when I watch the kill cam, that's literally not what happened on my screen. So how do I improve? And I asked the chat multiple times,
suffer.
and no one has any clue.
They don't play the games. All they do is spend time in your chat.
I got so frustrated. I said, I'm just going to use the knife again. And I did. And I started getting kill streaks. And I started getting positive kill death ratios and having a good time again. By the end of the stream, I unlocked the camo. So the camo allows you to go invisible. Then I started getting cheap kills. And that was fun. So now, if I want to play with melee, I can. Like the cheap kills is like the final thing. With the camo kills, that's the final thing you can get for melee. Now, I don't know if every time I play Call of Duty, I want to do melee. You know, I want to play the game for real, but I don't know. No one's using LMGs. No one's using SMGs.
Play what you fucking want, man.
It's either sniper rifle insta-kill or spray like crazy with an assault rifle and kill. And everyone seems to have aim assist except me. So I'd like feedback because I'm going to play it again Tuesday night. I want to know what you think and if I can improve or not. I don't know what's going on. Just being honest with you. Okay? Now, support today. By the end of the Call of Duty stream, here's the thing. Today we were in position, if I hit the goal during that stream, to do DSP Tries It, which was 5 guys, burgers and fries. I hadn't done it in 4.5 years. You guys actually asked for it compared to the other things that we could have done. You said, let's do 5 guys.
They ask for everything. It's not special. It's not new.
I thought for sure we would hit the goal.
You always
today.
ask for their feedback.
We made $57.
No!
I'm serious. Between the entirety of the podcast and Call of Duty. So I'm going offline, and all of a sudden, someone drops 30 memberships.
You gotta count it. You gotta count it. You gotta count it. You gotta count it.
Because of that, someone drops 500 kicks, and now we hit the goal. But I'm like, who is this person who dropped these memberships?
The same guy
His
as
name was
always.
Something like, here, I can find it right now.
Weird, pretending like you don't know. Bro, man, could you imagine if someone gifted me 30 subs and like 5 hours later I forgot who fucking did it? How ungrateful.
Jack, a person who literally had not talked in chat before. They did have a 3-month crown, so they had been around for around 3 months and got like gifted memberships and stuff, I guess. But they never. I don't know who they are.
You don't need to,
real
bitch.
memberships. They could be fake, meaning I get like.
Why do you
5
need to know who
cents for all
your
of them.
donators are?
So the thing is,
the people
I
who
was like,
support
well,
you.
sadly, we
That's
can't
so
do DSP
weird.
Tries It anyway. This was at the end of the stream, so I said I'll just count it. So we did.
You
and I said,
better.
okay, we hit a goal. 10 goals hit. This means that DSP
He's
Tries It will
scared.
be tomorrow.
He's gonna get.
Okay?
It's gonna get charged back.
Yes, I'm going to do Call of Duty again on Tuesday night, but I'd like to know what I'm doing wrong. I'd like feedback. I really need your help on this. Okay? Then, the late stream tonight was our weekly stream of American Truck Sim, having some chill cider and relaxing. First off, technical problems. The wheel won't work.
Womp womp.
What is going on with the wheel? I go to turn it. It's going, whoa, whoa. It's going like
It's
crazy.
a truck sim. Your truck's
right?
fucking up in the game, just
Don't
like
know
in real
what's going
life.
on. 20 minutes of testing, can't figure it out. Then I look over here. Oh. The wire for the wheel was touching the right arrow. It was a stupid dunderheaded thing that happened. I just went like this. Move the cable. Fix the problem. So we lost like 20 minutes of gameplay. It sucked. It really did.
It sucks.
Tonight
What are you gonna
we
do?
talked about a lot of things. We talked about, honestly, my detractors
The
talked about the idea of
detractors. When
autism
don't
and
we
what it
talk about
means, because
detractors?
it seems
Oh
like
yeah,
there's
this
a lot
shit.
of confusion around what the term means, and I agree. Like everyone says it's something different. How it applies to people's behaviors on the internet and how people have behaved towards me on the internet recently.
Do they call
or
you
in the last
autistic?
10 years, I guess I should say.
Very
talked
weird
about, oh my God,
segment
we talked about,
about
so much
autism
today.
on his
We
stream.
talked about Asmongold, of course. I learned a lot about him. People were like, "Did you know that he's known for being a World of Warcraft player?" No, I didn't even know that.
Okay, but you don't really play World of War. Like you don't
we had a
care
great
about
time
that.
tonight.
What does that
Showtime,
have to
fun
do with you,
time,
your content?
And by the end of the stream, we hit the goal. So World of Warcraft continues.
World of Warcraft. World of
Truck
Warcraft.
Sim continues. And the
He's
question
old.
is, will Truck Sim actually be successful? That we keep bringing it, every week through the new year, or is it going to get rougher now? I don't know. I legit don't know.
You control
If Truck
when
Sim
you
will keep
play
it up or
that
not. I guess
game.
we'll have to find out next week. If I do it
You
Sunday,
can keep
Monday,
it
we'll
into
see.
2026.
But, yeah,
You
we'll go from
control
there.
whether
But, hey,
it
I'm
gets
happy.
played
We
in
had Showtime
2026 or
tonight.
not.
We hit the goals. Thank you for that. Now, the update for tomorrow. Here it goes. Ready?
Yeah, here it goes.
So,
it'll be on the night
few
stream
days ago,
instead.
I DM'd Asmongold and I said, all right, so I just
Siege
want to
mode,
confirm
something
with you
went wrong.
we're good for Monday between noon to 2 Pacific.
Let's celebrate!
Let's celebrate the Brian MK 7 months at tier 1 for 28 months total resub. And he says, another successful day for the king. W pose. Definitely nothing happened whatsoever. Trolls are crying. Yeah, the trolls are crying and they're gay and autistic for some reason. Last week he called us gay. Now he calls us autistic. I would say next week he may as well just call us a slur or something. Thank you.
So, a few days ago, I DM'd Asmongold and I said, all right, so I just want to confirm with you we're good for Monday between
I want to confirm the
noon
date.
to 2 Pacific time, and send me your Discord.
Bro, if Asmongold says it's Monday, like it's gonna be Monday. The way he streams and does his content is obviously faster and looser than how Phil does his content. Like Asmon doesn't seem like the type where let's lock it in. I gotta lock it in. I need like 10 confirmations that it's actually gonna happen on this date.
Info, please, so I can get you on the list and we can, send
He
you
hasn't
an invite
responded.
and we can have it all going. No response. That's what I talked about today on the podcast. I'm like, I don't know if we're doing it tomorrow or not. He hasn't responded all week. Like the last time I talked to him was Tuesday of last week, where he said, yes, let's do it Monday. I said,
No
okay.
exaggeration.
But he hasn't responded at all. So I don't know. So before the late stream, I just
Okay, so he actually responded. So, okay, he's making it look like he hasn't responded. He's going like in order with the story here. I might be told. Because the title says Asmongold tomorrow. Like it confidently says Asmongold tomorrow, and tomorrow is in all caps. So I have to assume I'm being carrot dangled. I'm being strung along on a fucking ride here. I'm being dicked in the ass. It's going to make it look like it's not going to happen tomorrow. It's up in the air. But then, he gets a response on a night stream.
Happened to open his
Just
stream
say
for
it,
today
it's gonna happen.
on Kick. I went to the very end of the archive, and in the last minute, someone says DSP tomorrow, and he goes, "Oh yes, if DSP's available, we're gonna have him on the we're gonna do our thing."
If he's available, check the
But
DM.
He didn't respond to my DM. He didn't send me his Discord info yet. So here's the deal. Tomorrow I'll be
DSP's
on at the
available.
normal
I love
time,
it. I love it.
11:15 a.m. We'll hang out for a little bit.
No. That says so much. Chowder, how was the rap? I'll tell you. Let's go back to this. Let's go back to this part.
Open his stream for today on Kick. I went to the very end of the archive.
This is the only part that
and in
matters.
the last minute, someone says DSP tomorrow, and he goes, "Oh yes, if DSP's available, we're gonna have him on the we're gonna do our thing." But he didn't respond to my DM. He didn't send me his Discord info yet. So here's the deal.
Yeah,
Tomorrow
sorry.
I'll be on at the normal time.
Other normal streamers do their
11:15
shit
a.m.
differently.
We'll hang out for a little bit. By noon, I'll have all the pop-ups and everything disabled. Hopefully.
Can't do that
He's
now.
a man of his word, and he's going to be here.
He's a man of his
he'll DM
word.
me and say, hey, here's my Discord. I'll shoot him the invite.
You think
He'll
he's
accept,
lying?
Get him on the show. We'll do an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever. We'll have a good time together. And then after that, what we'll do is we'll do a decompression like I always do. Keep in mind, there'll be
Like
no
you always
pop-ups.
do for money.
Or I won't be reading the stream chat when I'm, talking with him. It's just gonna be me
Yeah.
and
You
him.
won't. You
And then after that, we'll
want
decompress
to
after.
get more money
I'm gonna
after
have
the
a break
fact.
there for when my wife comes home from work. But after that, we'll hang out for the rest of the stream. And then to end the stream, DSP tries it. 5 guys. So let's see how it goes.
That's why he
All
really
right?
wanted it. He really wanted the money
Hopefully
today
it goes
to
well
lock
without
it in for
hitch.
tomorrow.
I don't know. I really don't know the guy's setup or nothing. But hopefully it's easy to work out and everything's fine and we have a good time together. Okay, so that's tomorrow. If not, if it doesn't work,
Asman usually streams whenever,
just hang out, I
doesn't he?
guess. What else are we gonna
I
do?
was told
What
he does like
impromptu can I do
morning
besides
streams.
more Call of Duty,
Like
right?
they're all
Nothing really.
whatever the
So
case
I guess
is.
we'll see what happens and go from there.
Oh, sorry.
All right?
Well, whatever the case is, from what I'm to understand, they just so happen to always be live on weekdays. So like whenever he's live doing the pre-stream, Asman just so happens to always be live doing his stream. So it just kind of works out. Like, even if they don't talk to each other, Asman just would have been doing his own thing anyway. I like how Asman's treating it like a normal person. Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll work it out, brother. And it feels like fucking he's going insane over whether or not the details have been locked in for the 10th time already. Prediction for tomorrow, Asman's not going to show up on DSV's scheduled stream. Hopefully it's only a 30-minute talk. That ends up fucking up the whole collab and it's going to be canceled forever. I think they will talk. And I can't tell you whether Phil will get felted or not. Asman's in it to get laughs. He's already admitted as such. He knows, Asman knows and has said that he can tell when someone is looking to get something from him. Obviously, Phil is looking to attract some of Asman's audience over to him. He's already admitted that as much as that he when he was crying about getting no bonus support from Asman doing videos on him. So he I like the felted face he has going on here. Good pause. But from how I see it, and my opinion doesn't matter, I'm just a dingus. But clearly Phil wants something from this. He was crying that he didn't get any bonus support from Asman during the videos on him, so he hopes that talking to Asman will convince one of those regards to go over there and watch his content regularly, and maybe that will evolve into organic support, in which Asman fans then support Phil. But this hinges entirely on Phil being the good graces of Asman, and Asman like recommending Phil as someone to go watch and support. So I suppose you could, as an Asman viewer, you could choose to go watch Phil voluntarily on your own without having Asman's endorsement. At the same time, I really feel like it's going to be weird if Phil attempts to grandstand and like put himself out as the victim when their interaction kind of just started with him coming out and calling Asmongold a bitch, and then in DMs like kneeling to him, bending the knee to him and saying, "Sorry, I just did that because that's how you're supposed to communicate on the internet." So, like, your first interaction with the man, like, directly in the DMs is just admitting that you're fucking two-faced? That you'll just say anything? You'll risk, like, your integrity? your integrity and principles on the internet. You'll just risk it to get a little bit of Asmongold's attention. A little crumb of attention from Asmongold. You'll call him a bitch to his face. Sure, why not? Asmongold just looking for laughs. I hope there's no... Look, Phil says he doesn't want it to be a repeat of the same interviews he's already done with so many times with all these other people like side scrollers and shit. To a degree, I agree as well. I kind of don't want to litigate the same shit all over again because Asmongold's not looking to felt him. He's just looking to get some laughs. So if they have, look, the thing is, you can have a talk with them and you can have it be funny without it being boring. Like, they don't have to litigate WWE champions and have it be the cornerstone of the stream for the nth time. You know, you can get funny from Phil. You can farm funny from Phil. The Kingdom Casino has shown that you can do this. You can farm funny from Phil without having to delve back into these topics that we've already kind of like. We know he spends money in mobile games. We don't have to litigate this again. For me, unless he's like giga nuclear felted beyond compare, like beyond the pale giga nuclear felted. If it's like Josh and Triple P talked to him for 30 minutes, getting him to ban Derek and just putting him in the hot seat. If it's that level of, unless it's that level of felted, I will consider it boring if we just do side scrollers 4.0. That's it. Because we had side scrollers, we had the UFO man, we had Josh. We're gonna fucking do this again? Really? Who's gonna crash the party this time? Triple P? We're just gonna give the link to Triple P? If that does happen, I think Seru owns a sub in this room. If DSP Rage quits the stream at any time, Seru owes a sub to me. I think it would be funny if Triple P jumped in. It has to be something just beyond the pale. Beyond the pale feltoning, a third party joins in, DSP Rage quits. If you're gonna fucking do this again and do side scrollers for the 4th time, it's got to be beyond the pale feltoning, or some other shit happens, like the link gets leaked and Triple P jumps in, and Asmongold just like sits aside with a sly smile and just kind of like eats popcorn or something. It reminds me of when Ricada leaked a long time ago. Nick Ricada had a talk with Tonkasaw after the what was it, the Knoxville thing with Worski, and he leaked the link for the call to Andy Worski. So Rekieta sat aside with the smuggest fucking grin on his face. This was back when Rekieta was watchable. Rekieta sits aside with the smuggest grin on his face as Andy Worski gets the link and hops on the call and just shit talks Tonkasaw, and Tonkasaw wasn't expecting it. It was fucking felted. So it's like, we need something like that. Or Rekieta allowing Triple P to go at Dick Masterson and putting Dick Masterson in the hot seat and making Dick Masterson get all red in the face yelling at him, looking losing his mind. We need something like that. Or it's gonna be fucking boring if we just do side scrollers again. I get it, like we gotta felt fill, but it's gotta be Giga, no contest, unquestionably destroyed, so fucking awesome that I have to admit, I kneel, things are happening. It can't be a nothing ever happens interview. Basically, I'm saying don't be like the Keemstar interview. Don't be like the Wings interview. Be funny. That's my only parameter here. That's my only threshold. You gotta be funny, you guys. And as I was saying, there's ways to get funny out of Phil. You can farm funny from Phil without having to fucking ask him the same questions that he's already answered poorly 20 times over. The fucking same questions that he answers on his own pre-stream without talking to other people. And it's like, oh, but we have to hear about how Phil lies and spins his way out of this one. But it's like, again, it just... How many times, how many variations can I hear of Phil trying to spin this story to somebody else before it just gets fucking old, brother? Actually, I said it was Side Scrollers 4.0. Do we count the tilapia thing? Remember when he talked to Tapatio? I guess that one wasn't as antagonistic, but he did bring up Derek that time. Yeah, don't allow DSP to control the conversation. You can have Asmon direct the questions without rehashing the previous interviews and while still making it funny. The worst thing that it can be is that it's boring. Is that it's below average. Is that it's just Keemstar. It's just a Wings interview where they just talk about nothing. You don't have to grill him about the same shit that he always gets grilled about. But if you do that, make sure you stick the landing. And if you stick the landing, I'll be willing, not that my opinion matters, I'll be willing to look aside and admit that it was 100% total Asmongold victory. Otherwise, yeah, ask him silly shit. I don't know. Ask him if the Mike Kloom interview if the Mike Kloom documentary would have happened, would you have filmed your fat wife going to Fred Meyer's? I don't know. You have a whole Reddit thread for these fucking questions, so at least we can only hope that they pick the good questions. I hope he doesn't show. In my opinion, I was saying that last week. I think it would be funniest if he just doesn't show up. But if we're gonna do it, I guess. I think it'd be funnier if the funniest scenario is that he just strings him along and then just ghosts him, and then the sieve that results from that. Did Tabatia really talk about Derek during that time? I forgot most of that interview. From what I could recall, Derek was brought up as a subject. I don't think it was a major topic like the Josh interview. But I feel like Derek was brought up at one point. Now, see, I saw the Josh interview the whole way through, but I only seen bits and pieces of like the Tilapia interview, the Keemstar interview, the Wings interview. I was so right about the Keemstar thing. I was like this close to restreaming it because I restreamed the Josh interview around that same time, but I didn't do it. All right, what was he talking about?
Right? Nothing really. So I guess we'll see what happens and go from there. All right? Okay. Tomorrow night.
I don't think he'll no-show though.
Continuing. Now the game is actually working.
Asmon won't no-show. He casually dropped that it's going to happen.
And hopefully people will engage and support the playthrough.
He's not a schedule artist like Phil. He says he's going to happen, it's going to happen.
It should be a good time. All right? All right, so let's see what happens tomorrow. You know, am I skeptical? Yes.
Why?
I am.
Why?
I don't know if it's really going to happen or not.
Because he doesn't care about his. He doesn't care about the schedule as much as you do.
If it will happen, we'll find out tomorrow.
If he says he's going to do it, he's going to do it.
Okay. Everyone have a good night. See you tomorrow. No matter how it goes, I know we'll have a good day together anyway.
No, no. If he, come on.
Wish for the best. Fingers crossed.
Why is he so?
Good night, everybody.
Okay. Thank you, Burnell. Why is he like that? Why does he? You think Asmon just gonna lie? He should just lie and not show up. but he is. He's not gonna not show. He already casually dropped on his stream that he's gonna show. He wouldn't just lie after that. His own fans would get after him. Oh, why did you no show Phil? Do you fear Phil? Are you scared of Darkseid Phil? He's gonna show. He's gonna show. If I had Asmon money, I would find Panda and pay her ungodly money to be the one that shows up in this Discord call. This Panda comes back. A Panda would do it too. Didn't she sneak diss Phil on her Instagram pretty recently? About how she like upgraded or something? I can imagine how bad it would have been if DSP actually did the Medicare interview, because Medicare doesn't talk to anybody. Look, the Medicare thing, without a third party setting it up like Kino Casino, that shit was never gonna happen, because they're both the same kind of person, where if you want to approach Medicare, you have to approach Medicare. Medicare never approaches you. If you want to talk to DSP, you have to talk to DSP. DSP never approaches you. We kind of bucked that trend recently, because he was the one to approach Kino Casino. He was the one to demand Asmongold attention. All right, back to vids.
You may have clicked on this video.
All right, let's see, 9 minutes. You don't understand how well Donkey Kong Bonanza is doing. Let's see.
You may have clicked on this video wondering, why does this dork in the woods care so much about how much Donkey Kong Bonanza sold? Is it the vested interest he has from the 5 stocks that he purchased 10 years ago while Miitomo was still a thing? Is he trying to defend the multinational, multi-billion-dollar corporation from the evil forces of random people on Twitter and YouTube that don't like Nintendo? It's none of these. You're free to like or dislike Nintendo, Donkey Kong, and me as much as you want. I did gain $100 in the stock market, though. Only took about 10 years. There's a simple, honest formula. The more units Donkey Kong sells, the more Donkey Kong stuff Nintendo makes. The more Donkey Kong stuff gets made, the less I feel the creeping sense of nihilistic emptiness as I sit in this pile of leaves. I'm just kidding, I just like Donkey Kong games. There are a lot of good reasons why we didn't get a new Donkey Kong game for so long after Tropical Freeze, but the better the franchise does commercially, the more games they will want to make to capitalize on that success. Though the gaps in between really big Mario and Zelda games can be large, they put in tons of spin-offs, remasters, and cameos into the pipeline to make sure that the characters maintain a presence. I would love to see Donkey Kong in an RPG.
Is it me, Doggers, or Bonanza fucking sucks? I'm getting hypnotized.
Indie game.
Negative Nintendo sentiment and the downer shit about the DLC is causing you to think that it's not as good as it actually is.
We get DK in the Mario spin-offs. They always leave a lot on the table.
I think it does a lot of things better than Odyssey, personally.
His own sports or party games in the future. So that's the reason. More sales equals more incentive to make more Donkey Kong. So how did Bonanza do? Now let's contextualize this number, because sales numbers can lead to deceiving conclusions without context. Before I get called out for cope, check out this tweet that haunts my dreams. The argument is that Banjo-Kazooie's popularity and lasting appeal is a psyop. It's a genjutsu thing from Naruto. It's all an illusion because Croc sold as many copies and no one talks about Croc anymore. I swear the tweet makes the rounds every year like it's orbiting the Earth. On its face.
Oh man, I remember this tweet. Is he gonna pull it up again? I might have to rewind.
This number, because sales numbers can lead to.
Oh well, first let's see the sales.
To make more. No, it's
right here.
So how did Bonanza do?
Basically, that 9.57 million is everyone who has a Switch 2. The 10 million that they talked about, 5.8 million for Pokemon, and this isn't even including like. Wasn't it released at the end of a quarter, so it was just a couple days, and we don't even have like the current quarter's sales. So 3.49 million for Bonanza. That's 35% attachment rate, roughly, of a console that sold 10 million. I'd say that's pretty decent. I keep zooming in.
Now let's contextualize this number, because sales numbers can lead to deceiving conclusions without context.
Those are sell-in, not sell-through, by the way. Shut up, Nintendo!
Before I get called out for cope, check out this tweet.
Okay, this is the tweet. I see this tweet make the rounds all the time as well. This tweet really did bangers when it dropped. Think about how Nintendo YouTubers have dominated gaming discourse online for so long that they've shaped what we consider as popular or iconic about the past. Banjo-Kazooie sold around 3 million units. You know who else sold that much? Croc, Legend of the Gobos.
tweet that haunts my dreams. The argument is that Banjo-Kazooie's popularity and lasting appeal is a psyop. It's a genjutsu thing from Naruto. It's all an illusion because Croc sold as many copies and no one talks about Croc anymore.
I swear, the sweet makes the rounds every year like it's orbiting the Earth.
On its face, it makes sense until you dig a little deeper. That's right, gamers. We're talking about context.
They're gonna have to stick with me for a minute here. Internet discourse has become...
Did he just take a... Did he just steal a Wojak from the Shardy?
Gamers, we're talking about...
He did! Base.
Context.
They're gonna have to stick with me for a minute here. Internet discourse has become very hot and cold, and any degree of nuance is cope or fence sitting. But we need to elevate our conversation here.
In the Croc example, you have to wonder if the quality of the game would leave any impact on how it's remembered. You would also have to consider the console, as the game is tied to the console it plays on. Croc was on PlayStation, a console that sold around 100 million units with over 3,000 games available for them. Nintendo 64
far more
sold
memorable games on PS1 than fucking Croc.
1/10 as many games. Banjo was the 10th best-selling game on the 64. It beat out other big games like Majora's Mask, Pokemon Snap, and Mario Party. I don't think anyone would honestly make the argument that those other games are niche or propped up by YouTubers. Here's another fun comparison. Did you know that Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone on PlayStation outsold Zelda Ocarina of Time? Which one of those games do we still talk about? Mario Kart 8 is the ultimate example. Put it on the Wii U? Man, they didn't even sell half as many copies as Horizon Zero Dawn. Put it on the Switch?
Oh my god!
The truth about Mario Kart 8 is that both numbers were incredible.
In fact, it's arguably more impressive on the Wii U because of that attach rate.
While game sales are a very good metric for understanding a game's impact, without any surrounding context, it's just a number to swing at someone's head in silly internet arguments.
What system was the game on? Was it a launch title? Did it come in bundles? Was it discounted? Did it release at the literal perfect time like Animal Crossing? Or was it Advance Wars? Was the game good? Did it age well? All of these things have an impact on any game's success.
Sorry for the long tangent there, but I feel like it's a necessary primer for understanding the success or lack thereof when we look
comes
at the
across like common sense to me.
It had some incredible advantages, like being one of the few significant system exclusives for the first year of the console's life, but not as much of an advantage as Mario Kart and Pokemon for being bundled with the system with a steep discount. Mario Kart World tripled DK's numbers, but 84% of that 9 million was acquired alongside the system. That's definitely going to bolster Mario Kart's numbers. Although let's be honest, this was always going to sell well. How would the numbers look if the roles were reversed? Who knows? But you can't just compare the numbers raw because of these factors.
More like the Legend of the Hobos.
Game sales data. When a game is bundled with a console, did they buy the bundle for the game or the console? It kind of inflates the success of the game, but also that said game is helping close the sale, so it's hard to say how much of a boost it's getting from being bundled. It's just obvious
like
that
they would have bought Mario Kart anyway,
that they get.
It's
regardless of the subjective quality of the game.
50 million less opportunities for someone to purchase it over the Mario Galaxy bundle or Pokemon Legends. You have to consider Bonanza competes with the entire backwards compatible Switch library. Go back to 2017 and Breath of the Wild was quite literally your only option for a long time on the original Switch. That's why it's bittersweet that we got Bonanza as a near launch title. I think it's a great showcase of the system's power, and I think it would be a rather poor experience on the original Switch, but man, this will impact people's ability to play it.
Throw that in with this being a very inopportune time to be launching a premium priced product. There's a ton of bad publicity with the Switch 2, compounded with economic issues like unexpected tariffs and rampant inflation.
I play video games for a living, and I'm starting to get incredibly selective on which titles I spend my precious Cotrello bucks on. I love Bonanza, and I love that I got to experience it on a brand new system, but I do wish there was an original DK game for the Switch that would have bolstered the franchise's reputation in the eyes of the bean counters at Nintendo.
Let's look at Bonanza compared to the other major releases of the series.
The thing we have to remember here, however, is that this game will have a long tail on it. Mario Odyssey is still charting in the top 30 Switch games, despite it being incredibly old at this point. While the numbers for pretty much every other Donkey
Old
Kong
enough
game
to be
are
half
locked
off
in
this
at
Black
point,
Friday.
Bonanza will continue to sell throughout the generation. Here's a graph of all the sales data of the franchise, at least for the tentpole releases. I'm not including the arcade one.
Let's see, Classics 1.5, 94, did 3 million. Country Series 9.3 for the first Country, 5.15 for Country 2, 3.5 million for Country 3, and 96 right when the N64 was getting ready to drop. It's pretty respectable. 5.27 for TK64 on the N64, and 99 is pretty wild. That outsold a couple of games. I think it's also in the top 10. DKC Return 6.5 million. That was a 2010 game. Wii was kind of like winding down in 2010 and later. So that's kind of respectable too.
because it's a totally different business
That
model.
jungle
So
beat,
far,
though.
Bonanza is
Oof.
landing somewhere in the middle, and that's fantastic. Why is it fantastic? Well, let's look at this contextually. Let's take a little journey in Mario's time machine with Abraham Lincoln and see where the launch window Switch games were in their first few financial reports. Here's the 2017 report straight from Nintendo demonstrating the software sales of their games. With 4 months on the market, Breath of the Wild sold 3.92 million units, while Mario Kart 8 sold 3.54 million in a little over 2 months. Donkey Kong was able to achieve 3.49 million in 2.5 months, so it's keeping pace with two of the Switch's most popular games.
Now you might
That is
say,
good.
of course, Bonanza sold well. There's barely any Switch 2 games. To which I would ask, do you remember the launch of the Nintendo Switch?
The only first party reported here that I didn't mention was ARMS coming in at 1.18 million. Another interesting comparison we can make is Splatoon 2. That game released in the middle of July in 2017, so it's a pretty similar situation to Bonanza. The earnings report after showed a strong 3.61 million units in the same time span. I will caveat this with the fact that the Switch 2 has outperformed the Switch 1. While it's not a one-to-one comparison, it paints a picture that Donkey Kong is generally doing quite well. It doesn't have the attach rate of Mario Kart 8 or Breath on the Switch, but there are all these Switch 2 editions, upgrades, and backwards compatibility on the system to compete for people's time and money. Nintendo actually noted in their report that they're seeing a lot of Switch 1 games being bought and played on the Switch 2. We also need to remind ourselves that the OG Switch only had the aforementioned fledgling library, no NSO and no backwards compatibility.
Based on all this
true. No
information and
retro
the
games
context
to
surrounding
consume
it,
your
I think I
time.
can say that Bonanza will land somewhere in the top 25 games on the Switch 2 at the end of the generation. Looking at the current pace, I'd wager it lands in that Luigi's Mansion or Splatoon part of the pack, but I'm hoping it continues to scoop sales the way Breath did.
After all, Bonanza has already outdone the lifetime sales of a chunk of big Switch games, including the likes of Pikmin 4, Paper Mario Origami King, Yoshi's Crafted World, Metroid Dread, ARMS, and Xenoblade with 2.5 months on the market.
And those are some strong brands.
Doing better
I
than
imagine
Dread
this time
hurts.
Next year we'll see Bonanza cruise past Fire Emblem and Kirby's highest records. The question that remains is how much momentum will this
Fire Emblem
game
3 Houses
carry?
at 4
While I'm
million's
sure
gonna get
Mario
belted.
Galaxy will pick up around the movie's release, it hasn't sucked all the air out of the room. Bonanza will remain the premier choice for a Switch 2 platforming adventure for a while. There are some big games coming to the Switch and Switch 2, but I think Bonanza will remain in the eShop's top 10 for the foreseeable future. Right before the launch of the game, I speculated that it would probably surpass 10 million units, and I think given the pace of this game compared with some of the Switch greats like Breath and Splatoon 2, this is within reach. The last time the franchise had this level of success was the Super Nintendo. Although DK held strong on a bunch of other systems, this would be his true return to Nintendo's upper echelon of IP. Maybe they'll even put him on the bag at the Nintendo store.
I would fully expect another Donkey Kong project to be debuting within 3 years. I imagine some sort of remaster or new 2D game is in the cards, or perhaps we'll see some interesting spin-offs.
I agree.
Maybe that
New
would be
2D
a fun
game.
video to make, speculating on what's next for the series. And that's exactly what we'll do down the road.
It's been a wild year for Donkey Kong fans. We have gone from perpetual disappointment with every passing direct to the top of the totem pole. With 2 game releases, a theme park, tons of new merch, a movie confirmation, big cameos, and DLC, I finally understand how it feels to be a Mario fan.
Like, seriously. How do you guys even keep up with all this? Well, I'm sure the wait for the next 3D Donkey Kong game will be the better part of a decade. There are so many other cool things this cast of characters can participate in.
Even just looking at the next few months, we have Mario Tennis coming up with Donkey Kong reprising the role of surrogate dad. I don't think Nintendo is in any hurry to add more to Mario Kart World, but I think the chances of us seeing some Donkey Kong tent before April of next year are pretty high. I imagine they'll want to give Bonanza one more push before they shift into the Mario Galaxy movie and the next 3D Mario game.
Oh, and I almost forgot.
The same day we got news of Bonanza's success, we also got a look at the new chunky and lanky designs. We are feasting and it's not even Thanksgiving yet.
I'm gonna have to go back and make another
Yeah,
video.
that'll be this
While
Thursday.
you're waiting on that, check out this one I made on the Donkey Kong Renaissance for some more color in this picture of how Donkey Kong continues to march forward in his major comeback.
We just watched that one. Well, not tonight, but we have watched that one already. Pretty good, pretty good. I'm glad that it was subjective, but it definitely added context. Do you like that he stole a Wojak from this shirty? Okay, let me get the next one ready. We got like 2 more videos to watch from that guy. I'm not even on the rail. Ah, whatever, I'll take it. He actually made one more in between that proposed Lanky and Chunky video. This one is about why Donkey Kong probably won't be in the Mario Galaxy movie.
I remember it like it was 2 months ago, watching the Nintendo Direct, being excited about everything they were announcing, until they told me how much it would cost. Among these announcements was a teaser for the Mario Galaxy movie. For whatever reason, they felt the need to re-announce who was going to be in the movie as if they were going to drop anybody. We see Chris Pratt Mario is back, we see Charlie Day, we see a bunch of other cast members.
We don't confirm Donkey Kong.
What a very regular and unexciting announcement, but wait a second. Somewhere in all that rigmarole, we lost Donkey! The voices behind Spike and Cranky are missing as well, though you could see characters like that falling out of focus. Turns
you
out
guys said you hated Seth Rogen, so they got rid of him.
Cast. I wasn't sure what they were cooking here, so I patiently waited to see if they would confirm him in the other recent Nintendo Direct. We got leaks courtesy of Old Spice, Pillsbury Doughboy, and the toy molds that Rosalina, Bowser Jr., and Yoshi were incoming, and sure enough, they would appear in the trailer. Well, except for Yoshi. It seems like they're gonna drip feed this and pop in every month or two with a little tease. It leaves us with the same burning question though. Where's Donkey Kong?
I'm Cotrello, certified dork, here to explain why I don't think Donkey Kong will be in the Mario Galaxy movie.
For the sake of covering our bases, I'll also look at the case for him making an appearance, but let's have a look at the evidence. We have to ask ourselves the question of why Donkey Kong was in the first film to begin with. While I expected them to go the route of
foundation for the upcoming Donkey Kong movie.
Story, they went with this whole Gladiator Kong society instead. It feels a little forced, but it works well enough for Mario and DK to have this buddy cop dynamic as well as an epic fight in the middle of the movie. It also reinforces one of the major themes of the film being the reconciliation of father and son. That sounds way too serious for a Mario movie, but that is a real theme of it. It also adds to the general fun and reference maxing the film is so fond of, but let's be honest here, the primary motive was marketing. This was Nintendo's big leap into film since the disaster of the original Mario Brothers movie.
Trust the fungus. Trust the fungus.
That movie didn't even break even at the box office, and this time around, Nintendo wasn't simply licensing their characters. They dove in, financing and co-producing the film. They needed this to be a hit.
In retrospect, you would assume an animated Mario movie would do well, but before the recent wave of box office juggernauts, there really wasn't a long history of video game movies setting the world on fire.
I mean, sure, there were some big hits in there like Tomb Raider and the first Pokemon movie, but it wasn't an established chunk of the industry like it is now. Having a big character like Donkey Kong would boost the overall appeal of the project, as the ape has huge name recognition dating back to the 80s. Although we've talked about the giant gaps in game development and overall brand identity, the core character of Donkey Kong has remained loved and recognizable through the decades. Just look at all the DK references in other films and shows. So on one hand, DK would help the box office run of the original Mario movie, and on another, it would acclimate people to the appearance and vibe of the theme park they'd be walking into a couple years later.
Right, it's about all that synergy.
Translated nearly one-to-one in the park, showcasing Retro Studios' temple aesthetic from Donkey Kong Country Returns. Lapsed fans would get a feel for modern Donkey Kong in the film. There's also this added side benefit of growing DK's profile, but there's a reason that his character is featured over some of the other Mario favorites. The reason being is that he'd put more butts in seats.
But wait a second, if Donkey Kong is such a box office draw, why is he seemingly being left out of his next film? I would say it all has to do with expansion.
Obviously, the bet paid off. The Mario movie currently sits as the highest grossing game film ever, even adjusting for inflation. Mario can definitely stand up as its own thing without needing to inject a bunch of other NES arcade and Donkey Kong aesthetics into the movie to boost its chances of success. When it comes to creating buzz about a new project, although I'm sure people want to see their favorites return, the magnetic pull to the theater usually centers around the new characters with these franchise sort of films. The Sonic movies are very shrewdly bringing new animals wearing funny shoes in, having Tails and Knuckles lift the second movie and Shadow being the focus of the third. Now they're inviting Amy and Metal Sonic to keep momentum going into the fourth. I'm sure they have the Marvel movies as inspiration as well, with new heroes bringing in new waves of enthusiasm for the continued brand. I'm a sucker
so now it's,
for it
now it's
too.
about
I'll
new
be
characters.
here day one when they...
Yeah, so you put in like Rosalina and Yoshi, but you take out Donkey Kong because you can't have like everybody. If they're gonna go on outer space, maybe Donkey Kong doesn't go along with them. They focus on the newer characters like Rosalina and Yoshi and Bowser Jr. You gotta. It's a law of equivalent exchange. You gotta take out what you put in.
They put Silver in a Sonic movie and he's all like, it's no use!
It's no use! It's no use!
Certified chicken jockey moment, am I right, gamers? Thinking about the Marvel example, their heroes do tend to flow in and out of each other's movies. Marvel did this to great effect with Spider-Man making an appearance in Civil War, boosting that Captain America movie, and then having Iron Man in the first Spider-Man MCU entry to tie those things together and so on. It boosts the appeal of the team-ups and the individual films. Everyone wins. Everybody loves a good crossover episode.
And that brings us to this current moment and the reason Donkey Kong probably won't have much of a presence in the Mario Galaxy movie.
It doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that Nintendo has been pushing Donkey Kong pretty hard this year. Among the new games,
as his
merch,
own
and theme
property,
parks, there was a sneaky little copyright filing that happened around the time of Bonanza's release. Proof of intent to bring the donk to the big screen. Again, like his own movie.
This news has never been outright announced by Nintendo or Universal, but it's basically been an open secret since before the original Mario movie came out. Not the Bob Hoskins one where he broke his arm, but you know, the animated one.
Collider did an interview with Seth Rogen and mentioned the rumors floating around about a Donkey Kong follow-up. Rogen replied in nonchalant fashion, not confirming or denying anything, but adding that there could be a theme of family in the Kong movies with the whole cast of characters.
To be clear, I'm not sure if this was when they started working on it or just a baseless rumor, but color me totally unsurprised to hear that they were in fact making a Donkey Kong movie.
Soft confirmation came by way of the aforementioned copyright filing. Then we heard some of these movie leaker Twitter people saying the same thing months later. More recently, on November 11th, another one of these folks, My Time to Shine Hello, shared that animation is already happening for the Donkey Kong movie and that it would release in 2028. Nintendo recently shared in their financial report that they have many film plans for the future.
Yep, Donkey Kong is one of those.
Benchmark of one movie per year to juice their annual financials. Mario is around the corner, with Zelda taking 2027, leaving 2028 to be the obvious choice for a Donkey Kong movie.
I have zero insider information, and you or I could have predicted all of this, but here you go. Movie leaker people think this is when the movie's going to come out.
So we know that we're very likely to get a Donkey Kong movie in the next few years, but does that mean he has to sit out of Galaxy?
We talked about Seth Rogen
I
being
would
left
say
out of the
yes.
casting announcement, which doesn't outright close the door, but it does start to paint a picture in our head regarding the focus
Maybe
of this
credits
movie.
teaser?
With Sebastian Maniscalco and Charles Martinet missing too, we may not spend any time in Brooklyn this time around. While we know this movie has characters yet to be confirmed, it's pretty safe to assume that the focus will be on Rosalina, Bowser Jr., and Yoshi. That's a lot of characters to juggle when Peach is going on her own adventure separate from Mario and Luigi. Just from the small amount of footage shown, we can already see a bunch of different locations on display, but they're mostly in space. This is mostly uncharted territory for the Kongs, besides that one-time DK Punch the Moon, a trip to Planet Plantain, Cosmic Highway from Barrel Blast, DK Spaceport from Mario Kart World, and the Starfruit Kingdom from Jungle Beat, but they never quite went all in like Mario did. It's not really Donkey Kong's thing. He's usually in rich natural landscapes. It's a part of the DNA of the series.
I would love to see Donkey Kong venture into space as much as the next guy, but I imagine he wouldn't be the first character to jump into the minds of Illumination and Nintendo when they were talking about adapting something called the Super Mario Galaxy movie. If they did put DK in space, I would bet that Nintendo would want to work that out inside of a video game first.
I'll add that Nintendo seems to be really focused on Rosalina and Lumas lately. Between all the merch, her cameo appearances, and the Galaxy style of the recent Mario plus Rabbids sparks of hope, it seems like Nintendo really wants to put the spotlight on Rosalina and this whole Galaxy extended universe. Couple that with the big Yoshi push that's underway with the theme park Switch 2 game and Chile.
I feel like when Galaxy 1 first came out, there wasn't enough of a push on Rosalina until like the next generation of games. She was missing from a lot of the spin-offs around the time that Galaxy 1 dropped, except for Mario Kart Wii, which was developed at the same time as Galaxy 1. Like, I'm pretty sure there was like no reference to her at all in Brawl, though Brawl itself mentions Galaxy 1 in like the timeline section, so it's not like it was a... Like, they couldn't even give her a trophy or a sticker?
Merchandise, and I don't think there's enough space
missing
for
from
DK
most of
as
the
well.
spin-offs
I
around
think
then,
he would
too,
distract from the
aside
big
from Mario
Yoshi and
Kart Wii.
Rosalina moment.
So while I wouldn't rule out some sort of small appearance or mention in the Galaxy movie, I don't think Donkey Kong is going to be featured there. Just for the sake of argument though, is there any evidence that I'm wrong?
There was some chatter about featuring other Nintendo characters like Donkey Kong in Mario Galaxy 2, but they decided against it. That shows the idea of Donkey Kong in space has briefly crossed Nintendo's mind even if they didn't go through with it. They also could be waiting to reveal, Seth Rogen. While it may not seem like a huge deal to announce someone's return, it's another opportunity to create a news cycle around the movie. While you would expect the core Mario characters to return, DK is a bit of a wild card that would generate some buzz. Considering we had a whole direct to reveal a trailer and 2 voice actors, we can't entirely rule this out. It would be kind of weird and dumb, but there is a chance that Nintendo and Illumination are just playing us here. That's as much of a case as I can make for Donkey Kong being in this movie, though. That being said, would they wait this long to confirm him? I don't think so.
I can see them teasing the Donkey Kong movie in the after credits scene, though. I will say, researching this video has made me a lot more excited for the prospect of a Donkey Kong movie, and I can't wait to tell you why. I'll make that video at some point now. I don't know, man. Gotta talk about this Chunky Kong statue.
I'm gonna agree with the prognosis there, Doc. He's not gonna be in the movie. The focus will be on the space lady and the dinosaur, and the Bowser Jr. and Daddy Bowser, as Phil puts it. Well, shit. We just got one video left for this guy to watch. This one is predicting the rest of the Emerald Rush statues. Can name Dino Rexy Ton? Check you 6 KCU Ton.
After a short wait from its initial release, we can see what the events in Donkey Kong Bonanza will look like.
It's gonna link the DLC for me. It's gonna spoil it.
Hibby Sloth and Skips flagged this interesting little update from the Japanese Nintendo News app that people were sharing Japanese Twitter. On November 25th, we will have the opportunity to nab statues of Chunky and Lanky Kong in the Hilltop Layer event. This was always technically on the table given we had On Guard as part of this event, but it's surprising and delightful all the same.
After all these years, we are going to see these characters inside of a major Donkey Kong game. I know that they're just statues, but this is a big moment.
We haven't seen these guys rendered on a system more powerful than the Wii. Okay, technically the Wii U if you want to count the Lanky Kong statue from Smash, but I'm thinking this one will be a lot more detailed, and you can turf surf on it.
More importantly, I'm wondering how these characters will translate into this new era of Donkey Kong.
While I doubt they'll receive a significant facelift, there are a lot of minor tweaks to Diddy and Dixie that were fun to see. Will Chunky look like his recent movie appearance, or will they preserve his trademark dopey look? Well, it turns out we got our answer a little earlier than expected. On November 4th, they just casually updated the in-game system for event distribution and dropped the goods unceremoniously there. My focus had shifted to Nintendo's recent earnings report when they just popped our boys into the game willy-nilly. Let's talk about their design. First off, I gotta say I love this Chunky Kong pose. It says so much about his character. He's a little dopey, a gentle giant, here for comedy relief.
Hey, he likes the butterflies.
I'm sure all of you DK64 people recognize this pose. It's the one in the game where if you let him stand idle for long enough, he'll let some butterflies crowd around him before swatting them away in, classic Chunky fashion. There's a lot of different directions that a redesign of Chunky could have gone, but this is the best one. His legs are a little shorter, his clothes seem to fit a little tighter on him. He's more like stubby and imposing. I dare say, he seems a bit more, chunky. Lanky.
Honestly, look, I get the analysis shit, but it kind of looks like they just took the existing designs and made them higher fidelity. They just made it HD.
He's looking good too. He seems to be in his handstand. He can do that when he needs to. They seem to elongate his schnoz and make his eyes gel more with his overall look. They're really emphasizing that this Kong has a funny face. They both got extra fingers and toes. This is an interesting little adjustment. I think it has something to do with the animation norms in the West versus Japan, but I'm sure Cartoon Gamer will clear that up in the comments. Overall, I think these guys look really good. I am well pleased. They're really faithful to the original designs while giving them the sort of touch-ups that you would have expected Rare to do anyway if they were, never acquired.
This opens up a bunch of other questions,
this
though.
guy, he's got a star next to him.
Bring into the fold? We'll get into some predictions later, but first, let's tackle this first event.
When I jumped back into the game, I was greeted with a message that an event was going on. Talking to Void on the surface triggers the event, and it looks like we're keeping it locked to DK Isle this time around. Depending on my score, I can earn a good chunk of Bonandium chips alongside the Engard and Kong Bonanza statues. This isn't any ordinary Emerald Rush, though. Certain skills will rise to the top more often, providing a more targeted experience. I'm a one-trick pony, so I pulled my usual shenanigans of avoiding hearts and Bonanza forms like the plague. While this would usually bring me a bunch of success, I was shooting myself in the foot here. As I picked up fossils, I started to realize what this challenge was designed to do. Later on in your Void card, you unlock some really powerful perks, Magic Wallet and Smelting Green. While Bonandium chips can be really useful for reclaiming skills, I tried to hold on to as many as possible to take advantage of these particular perks.
Like, made me think of the Mickey Kong Twitter design.
Auto-collecting Emerald Ore.
I think that was intentional know that because the Mankey Kongs are allegedly a part of the Kong family, but they were disavowed, and the Kongs distanced from Mankey Kong because he was like evil or something. Lanky Kong is just from that twisted branch of the family.
At a constant rate based on how many chips you have on hand. Chip Hoarder is a chip-based
if I recall, that's how the lore
and
goes.
skills like Chip Thief let you collect chips a lot faster. Did I say chips enough?
I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. This challenge is super easy. It seems like it's designed to help players understand the power of stacking like-minded skills.
I was running the wrong strategy up until the halfway point of the challenge, but I still managed to hit a V rank anyway. I think they want the player base to get acclimated before they introduce something that's a little more tough. Considering that this is the only way to earn those statues, I'm totally fine with it being overly easy. If you want more of a challenge, go for a higher score. And I heard Uncle Al topped 5 million. I hit 6.3 million on my second try, although my Delgado recorded that run as a creepypasta for some reason. I'm probably gonna give it another run soon and see if I can push it even higher. With a lot of the elements being loosely controlled, I can pre-plan my strategy more. With any roguelite, luck and RNG are major factors, but with this stage, I keep revisiting ways to make the run more efficient because I can control certain variables. It's not a revolution on the Emerald Rush concept by any means, but it's enough of a curveball to bring me right back to the mode despite having 100%ed it already.
I'm not sure yet how I feel about this being some limited time thing, but at the moment I'm enjoying having a reason to pop into the game. If you haven't beaten Emerald Rush, this might be a fun way to experience it at a slower pace.
The chip rewards should help you in that pursuit of getting every trophy. For my money, I wanted to get my hands on that Engard statue. As I returned to the overworld, I was greeted with the Kong Bonanza statue. It's cool, but not really mind-blowing considering that I am the Kong Bonanza in the game. He's hitting a sick pose. I found Engard at the base of
very
DK's
easy
house,
way to get
and he's looking as
more
Engard
out of the
as ever.
assets
He's
in your
a very
game.
simple design, so it's not really setting my world on fire, but it's good to see him again. Rambi and Squawks have been the only approved animal buddies for like 15 years, so it's nice to see them acknowledge the existence of literally anyone else. At first it seemed like this trophy had been like touched up from Super Smash Bros. Brawl or something, but looking at it and comparing it, I think there's just not a lot of different ways to pose a swordfish. It's kind of hard to read because of the gold sheen, but it seems like they went in between the rare and Payon design for his color, as well as the stiffness of his sword nose thing. What do you call that on a swordfish? He's looking good, but also a little bit lonely up there.
So it begs the question, who else are we going to see here? Well, there's two ways to answer that question. What I think we'll see and what I want to see.
Oh no!
Let's start within the realm of probability.
There are 9 Emerald Rush compatible layers that we don't have any information about yet. I'm sure they could do as many statues as they want, but I imagine they'll keep the cadence of 2 per layer as we've seen thus far. That gives us 18 statues to represent some of our longtime favorite characters. Before we can get into speculating, however, we have
Just
to
do
subtract
every animal
another
buddy.
4 from this total for the Bonanza forms that we haven't seen yet.
That leaves us with 14 slots in a franchise absolutely stuffed with memorable characters. Let's start with the shoo-ins.
We're getting lanky and chunky, so you know what's coming down the pike. Tiny Kong will likely get a statue to fill out the DK64 roster. She's already been referenced heavily in New Donk City as well, making this an easy dunk. Some of you might be thinking about which Tiny Kong will get, the original or the very tall redesign. They could do both, but I think they'll stick to one statue in her original design. Funky Kong left a bunch of his stuff laying around DK Isle. He can't have gone too far. We see his bandana and Squawk's shack, along with a few tropical-free surfboards around the island. And his original rare board is in DK's house. Did Donkey Kong steal it? With Funky being
I
playable
need
in Mario Kart and
banana,
Tropical Freeze,
tasty
I'm liking his
banana.
chances
Funky's
a
an
lot.
easy
He's
lock.
even featured
Dude,
in the
just a
recent
model
Lego
swap.
sets. Couple all that with his theme park references? Yeah. He's a shoo-in. Candy Kong has a portrait in DK's house along with some mentions in Diddy and Dixie's dialogue in the racing layer. I think she's a safe bet to come back in the soft redesign we see in the portrait. Speaking of N64 designs, I think Wrinkly is coming back and she's gonna be a ghost again. It's bittersweet for me. I think the ghost gag is hilarious, but my favorite Wrinkly will always be the one doing Pilates in Mario 64 in the save cave. I think they need to make a Kiddy Kong statue. He's one of the playable Kongs from the original trilogy, and it's time for him to embark on his redemption arc. I didn't think much of
let's
him
get
one
Kiddy
way or
Kong
the other
back.
as a kid playing DKC3,
I didn't hate
but now
Kiddy
that I have
Kong
kids of
much.
my own, I find his design absolutely amusing. With Engard making his way in, we've opened the floodgates to animal buddies. I think we're gonna get a good chunk of them. Espresso and Winky would round out DKC1, while Rattly and Squitter could represent DKC2. For the third game, I'm thinking we'll get Ellie. A bunch of these creatures already have 3D models made for the Super Smash Bros. Series trophies, so theoretically they could be used as a base to cut down on the workload.
With those staple characters accounted for, that leaves 4 slots left. This is where things get pretty tricky tricky and speculative, but what I'm imagining is that they'll go the route of referencing some of the other games from Donkey Kong's history. While they could put characters like Clump or Swanky Kong in, I imagine they will want to call back to other Donkey Kong games, many of which are conveniently available on the Switch or NSO app. For the lowest hanging fruit, I imagine they'll do some sort of arcade DK callback. I would love a gigantic statue that has girders with a crispy 8-bit DK on top, maybe Mario and Pauline to round it out. Zananab is an absolutely bizarre character that feels right at home hanging around a bunch of fractones. Like the Animal Buddies, there's a Smash model to work off of already, and it would call back to one of the lesser known entries in the series. We got Professor Chops as a fossil already, so I think we'll get a Snowman to rep Tropical Freeze. I imagine they would either use a regular Foot Soldier or Lord Frederick, though I'm leaning more toward the Penguin. Bonanza is going to act as a gateway into the series for many newcomers, and they wouldn't want to completely spoil the final bosses of the retro games before they had the chance to play them. Rounding things out, I think we gotta get a Jungle Beat callback. This was the start of the studio that made this game, and it's a fun part of DK's history. What will they use to represent
put like
it?
a helper monkey.
I have no idea. There's a bunch of cool animal buddies and bosses to choose from, but they could also do a helper monkey. That fills our missing 14 slots. We have plenty of representation from the country era with some Payon and retro peppered in for taste. Whatever the case, it's gonna be really interesting to see all these characters in the same place again, even if they are just statues. Now that's what I think we're gonna get. Here's what I want to get. It's been long enough. I don't know what he did to be so thoroughly punished, but I want Donkey Kong Jr. back. I know timeline-wise, that's technically the DK that we play as, but this would be the perfect opportunity to use him again. While we're on the subject of shattering the timeline, let's shatter the multiverse too. I want Bluster Kong. I imagine him to stay away from the cartoon, but he's just honestly one of the funniest characters in the Donkey Kong pantheon. We never got any payoff from those balloons in the lagoon layer, but I want to see a modern interpretation of the Brothers Bear. I feel like they fleshed out the world of
Donkey Kong
Bonanza as a whole is
aficionado.
pretty light on references from that entry. On that subject, I would scream for a gigantic Banana Bird Queen statue. K-Lumsy would also be really funny to see towering over every other statue. I don't expect them to go for these deep cuts, but I feel like there's a certain charm to these characters. They're this impossible mix of strange, cool, and humorous that really showcases the character design chops of the series.
We'll be going
It's
for too
fun
long
to dream
tonight.
about the possibilities. No matter what direction they head in, however, we already won. I will admit it's a small victory, and perhaps it's a little much to be celebrating this much over a bunch of 3D models, but it's a victory lap that makes DK's big comeback all the sweeter. We've waited too long for this franchise and its cast of endearing.
This game's pretty freaking good, man. It is. It is pretty freaking good. It is pretty freaking decent, I must say. I did spoil myself to some things that are going to be in New Game Plus, so that's unfortunate. It was spoiled to me because I was playing City Trial, and then some of the New Game Plus shit appeared in City Trial as like unlockables, and I didn't know that. Ah, why? That's why you always gotta do single player, all a single player before you hop into multiplayer. Oh well,
characters to
at least the
return is a
internet didn't
priority for
spoil it to me.
Nintendo. I can't wait to dive in and chase those high
Spoil
scores and
myself
goodies.
right now that I'm
aware
watching it. I'm
most
not gonna
YouTube
finish it
channels
tonight.
do this as engagement bait, but I'm legitimately curious. What are your top picks for the statues you want to see? Stanley the Bugman, Pink Donkey Kong Jr., the mini Donkey Kongs from the beta version of Jungle Beat? Write me in the comments and I'll pin one of the lists that tickles my fancy. After you type that out, check out my previous Emerald Rush video if you missed it. Or don't. It's really your call.
I already watched that video. The royal we already watched it. Pretty good. I like this guy. He does good videos, and he likes Donkey Kong, so he's already good in my book. But unfortunately, we're caught up on him. That's it. That's all the content. He doesn't have anything else. I lost. I went for the going for the rice balls is what felted me. It time Arlo? It is not time Arlo. It's already 3 in the morning. It's gonna be the shortest stream ever. There is another Frogmire too, but it's like an hour, man. Oh wait, no, he's got a 20-minute. Well, damn. I really shouldn't watch this 20-minute Pokemon multiplayer one without watching his 1-hour Pokemon video. And then just a couple of other true crime videos kind of sprinkled here and there. And just toss this one on. Just because it's kind of awkwardly sitting here. This one is so late, it was before he went to Japan. I'm talking about harmful opinions. It's a
Figured I'd
Hassan
drop
video.
another quick video before I leave for Japan, where I'm going to be hanging out for a couple weeks.
He ended
And
up
because I
getting
haven't
sick.
been doing much this last month as a result of a virus that knocked me on my ass and seems to have left me with acute costochondritis, which isn't dangerous, should go away, but sucks. Real bad. So I sort of missed talking about the Hassan dog stuff when it was just popping off. Collargate has become quite the rabbit hole if you're looking at it after the fact. His dog yelps behind him, he calls her a crybaby. People noticed it looked like he reached for something with the same timing she yelped. He gets accused of shocking his dog, perhaps even to keep her in that one spot as a prop. Defenders with ties to him come out with weird conflicting stories. He shows a collar that he says just has vibrate function. It's got some tape on it. Looks like a shock collar. More recently, Hassan says, oh, she wasn't wearing that. I just showed it to you because, I guess. There's even more, and it's all very strange. But that's the gist. And I don't care, which viewers of my stream might find weird. I'm a dog person. I love dogs. Currently got a cat, but she's my girlfriend's. And even though I love her, I grew up with dogs. I will never be converted. So, why don't I care about the collar stuff? Why am I not going to go into detail on this guy who might be treating his poor dog like an object? Because, regarding Hassan's treatment of dogs, there's a one-and-done clip. For me, at least. Motherfucker, come here.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Fuck you. When is that excusable? When you're literally 2 years old, or you're saving your dog's life from something. I've never been a fan of Hassan, but that's all been
that
in
one
the
was
head,
tough to
right?
watch.
It's been about my judgment of things.
You never
he
seen
said.
that
You
clip,
listen to
Ripsy?
him, you think about it, you don't like it. Even the
That resurfaced after the collar thing.
soundbite.
America deserved 9/11, dude. Fuck it, I'm saying it.
We're there to partner with them. We're not there doing our own thing. We're there partnering
Twitch, that's
and
Hassan
training.
saying that. You like
The
him.
blow can be
Not me.
softened through charitability. You can look at it as a very, very inflammatory way of saying the behavior of the US was a factor in those attacks ultimately being carried out. He sort of outlines that being his point in the same clip.
What the
we fucking totally brought it on ourselves, dude. Holy shit. We did.
Like I said, if you want to be really, really charitable, plenty of other people have made the same point, though with much better phrasing. And his phrasing does lead me to suspect he has certain sympathies. Still, you can put it through the edgy boy translator and not get too ass-blasted. The disapproval remains sorta in the head, in the mind. Put it like this. If Hassan were someone I knew in real life, an acquaintance I talk to sometimes, I could still tolerate him. When I saw this, though... Motherfucker, come here. That's in the gut. That's in the heart. If I were out strolling, and I ended up talking to someone who has a dog, as often happens, let's say we're getting along. Maybe it turns out we have shared interests. Maybe this is going to be someone who's a new friend. But then they pull that move? No. Hard stop. Don't know you. Don't want to get to know you. Never do that again. You're a wrong'un. Full stop. Treating an animal you've taken the role of stewardship over like that is a kill shot to my view of your character. Oh, but the dog was fine. Cool, great. How would you have felt if you didn't have breakfast yesterday? Oh, but that's just some random stranger. We know Hassan. No, you don't. He's some random fucking stranger too. You just sit around listening to him for hours every day. I've been involved in streaming for a long time. Never been very popular, but I have streamed for thousands of hours.
You don't know Hassan. You know the side of Hassan that he's presenting to you for the purposes of a live streaming.
And streaming, especially when you do long streams, is very different to putting out a carefully handcrafted piece of content. I feel like if there's someone you hate in your gut, but their videos are solid and valuable, you can get past that. You can separate art from artist. But streams though, especially long streams, the person matters a lot more. If there's someone that gives you the social ick, I don't get hanging in their chat for hours. If the pub landlord is a dog tail puller, even if I'm not his buddy and it's more about the people there, I'm going somewhere else. If the dog stuff doesn't bother you, I think you're kind of cooked. If it does bother you, if it hits you in your gut, and you're willing to swallow that, not just for a single statement, or for a clip, or a little video where it's what he said is right or whatever, but you're willing to swallow it, to hang out in his domain for hours and hours and hours, then, I don't think a streamer has to be someone you really want to be friends with. But if there's someone you absolutely would not socialize with,
I really want to be
real
friends
life,
with Shroom Duco.
all streamers are personality streamers. All streamers are trading in their audience's judgment of their character. And in that facet, at least, of what they do, there is no balance. There is no weighing it against something else. Because even though there is an unavoidable social judgment element, there's still a stranger. I normally liken it to a bartender. I gave the hypothetical of a stranger pulling their dog's tail. Now, if instead of a stranger, it was someone you knew for life, a close friend, you actually know them, it's still behavior you wouldn't tolerate. But in that situation, you might be able to get past it if it's addressed. And it's worth spending the time to sort that out. Tell them how you feel.
Right, but that's a
Tell them
friend.
it's
Hassan's not a
unacceptable.
friend. You
Make
don't
sure
know
they're
him.
never going to do it again. Your attachment to that person is legitimate. And your interaction with them isn't limited to the video they've chosen to show you. It might even be appropriate to mend their image with others in your real community. With a streamer, no. When you go out of your way to try and mend the perception of that person on the basis of their otherwise good character or value, you are treating them as a close friend. Now, if someone's lying about their public statements, or you get involved in arguments, that's different. If you're contesting the dog collar thing, for instance, even if you're wrong, you're engaging in discourse over publicly published media. I'm not going to call you a parasocial freak for that. If your response to something like this, though, motherfucker, come here, is about how you know the guy, how you know he loves dogs. He's a good boy. He didn't do nothing. You've watched enough of him.
No future
to know
updates for the
his
game,
true
no more hats,
character.
confirmed,
You
no
have been,
DLC.
Like, psychologically
None
fisted.
whatsoever.
You
It's a
wouldn't
complete package,
and
dude.
shouldn't behave like that for a stranger. And streamers are strangers. Your judgment of a stranger at
guys
the
don't
park
know
doing
me.
that should be no
I'm a
different
stranger to you.
to seeing a social media influencer public figure doing it. Because it's not actually different in any way that matters. He is not your friend, and you don't need him. There are other people who can do what he's doing. Go find them. If you're willing to swallow this when you wouldn't for a stranger, maybe because you don't want to have to give up being part of the community that surrounds him and is an asset to him, you are degrading yourself. Where streamers benefit from positive social gut judgments, they should also get cut by the other side of that blade.
We're
If
never
they
going to
don't,
Mark Dingle's
or
house.
are even actively shielded from
Sorry to
that,
break your heart
that's
about
where
it.
I think things start to get a little bit sick. It's as vile as being an obsessed superfan directly kissing the ground someone walks on. Your recognition of that has just been bypassed a little bit because it sort of feels like you're debunking. Snopes fact check. Should you be disgusted and give no time to this person who pulls their dog's tail like that? No, because here's a clip of him being sad when that dog died. Doesn't work like that, brother. And if it does, something's wrong. This isn't like correcting a clip chimp by providing extra context. This isn't like skepticism over shock collar claims, or even your opinion on whether using a shock collar on a dog is okay or not. This goes a lot deeper. Now, realistically, a Hassan fan is not going to watch this. But if you have, I think you owe it to yourself to think about this. You don't have to throw away any political statements he's made. You don't have to say he's wrong about anything because of this. This is a different dimension entirely. Are you swallowing something because you feel like you know the guy? Because you don't want to give up the broader experience of being a member of his community or something
Well,
like that?
I would
That
say
is
it's just
poison,
sunk cost
that
fallacy
is
if
a
you sweep
fish
for it,
hook in
right?
your intestines being tugged every hour you watch. And if
Destiny
eventually
people are
you
the same
don't feel
way.
it anymore, that's not you not being parasocial. That's giving up a small grain of your humanity. Because what you're doing isn't removing entirely and objectively the personal social element. You're not treating him like a stranger. I think your connection should be at most about as strong as to a bartender at your regular.
Robobot.
All right, that's all I felt like I needed to say. I'm going to be gone until the 15th, so no streams. My food channel has videos scheduled every Saturday, though, if you're one of the few fellow food nuts. And there will be Japan content on there starting in January, including kaiseki at a ryokan I spent too much money on. Till then, take it easy, and don't pull your dog's tail.
I will not, because I have no dogs to speak of. The dogs in the dog pupper redeem are Sister Dingus's. Yes. But thank you for the puppy again. Listen, I'll show up to Mark Dingle's house and he shoots a gun in the air like Bookie. Please don't make me do this. Please don't make me do this. I call Shroom Dan. Please don't make me do this, Dan. Shroom's like, that's not my name. Please don't make me do this, Dan. Like, please don't make me do this, Dan. Dan, please. I just make it like fake names for Shroom. Then people call him Dan on the next stream, and it's like, guys, you realize that wasn't my name, right? Like, Dingus was just making shit up. He didn't know what my real name is, so he just like came up with a name. And then everyone just starts calling Shroom Dan. Oh man, we're actually gonna pick up the Carl Jobs content. I guess we are. I'll keep going until I finish this world, and then I'll be back tomorrow. Apparently, Carl's a bit late to this one, so says Saru. Clueless speedrunner cheater gets exposed live on stream. Saru says 3 other bigger creators made a video on this long before Carl got a chance to.
Hello, you absolute legends.
Hello,
Final
everyone.
Fantasy VII
Yes.
is undoubtedly one of the greatest and most important video games of all time.
I agree.
Those of you who are a bit older might remember GameFAQs.com. In the late 90s and early 2000s, GameFAQs, or GameFAQs as I called it, was the biggest
buddy, we
gaming
can't say that on
website
stream.
period when it came to walkthroughs and message boards. If you wanted to find out how to beat a game, this was the place. Nowadays, YouTube and video tutorials reign supreme. But before videos were wildly popular, written walkthroughs like those posted to GameFAQs were the only real option. This is because internet connections were much slower and simple text files were small enough in size to be easily accessible. Back in 2000 and 2001, I even wrote a few FAQs myself.
Yeah,
and
we
the
made
reason
fun of
I'm
them.
bringing this up is because if you check the top 100 most popular games on GameFAQs, Final Fantasy VII still ranks pretty highly. And it has been on the most popular games list for almost 10,000
Zoomer.
days consecutively.
Hello, you
That is
absolute
over
legends.
27
I must now give money
years,
to Billy
and
Mitchell.
It's been on this list more than any other game in history. The second place being Final Fantasy X, which is trailing by over 1,000 days. Final Fantasy VII is a game that has so much depth and so much to learn that people are still discovering things to this very day. And I'm not just talking about casual gamers, I'm talking about speedrunners as well. Speedruns for Final Fantasy VII are brutal. The standard speedrun on PlayStation is over 6 hours long.
Let's see, is that make you want to pick up women?
Compete at a high level.
I'd love to
is
show it to
probably
you, but he took it
comparable
down.
to getting a bachelor degree at
He's
university.
hiding the evidence.
The runner, Dash Retro, who's actually the person that caught the cheater we will be discussing today, has a tutorial on the any percent speedrun that is 60 videos long. It takes years to learn the ins and outs of this game, and top speedrunners know details that would make your head explode. Over a 6-hour speedrun, they can tell you where every single battle will occur, what the enemies will be, what items are the best to use, and they can use specific movement patterns to manipulate and skip certain battles. It's truly incredible what they have managed to achieve. And this is why it would be a pretty stupid idea to try and cheat in this game if you don't know all of the minute details, because a top
It's like the
player
guy
will
who
immediately
caught Chibi
notice
cheating
if
in
a
Paper Mario.
single thing is out of place.
I like
and that's
that
exactly
jump.
what happened recently when the speedrunner
That's
Tiki
literally how
Liger
Chibi was caught.
submitted a speedrun to the Final Fantasy VII rankings. Tiki Liger cheated in a very subtle way that 99.9999% of people would be none the wiser. But when top speedrunner and moderator Dash Retro watched Tiki Liger's run, he immediately spotted something that shouldn't have happened the way it did. And the best part of this is that Dash Retro, or Dash as I'll call him for short, was verifying Tiki Liger's run live on stream. So for the first time that I can recall, we get to see a moderator catch a cheater in real time. And the
But what about
cherry
Chibi?
on top is that the
That's what
cheater's
happened to
response
Chibi.
to his run coming
Aw,
under
Chibi's
some
not
mild
even relevant for
scrutiny
Carl
was
to
one
remember
of the
him.
worst ways you could possibly respond.
Well, I guess, I don't know, the guy who caught Chibi live may not have been a mod, but that's pretty much what happened to Chibi. Chibi was caught live.
Today's video, we will take a look at a very interesting cheating example in one of the most complex and well understood games in history. I really hope you enjoy. Now, a massive shout out to this video sponsor,
Massive shout out.
Boot.dev. Boot.dev is hands down the best way to learn
Boots?
programming.
Do they sell boots?
It's the best because it makes learning to program as fun as it can be. And we all know the biggest thing stopping you from having a successful career in programming is boredom. Boot.dev integrates earning XP, gaining levels, and completing quests to make it feel as much like a game as possible. Right now, the most popular programming
There are a lot of programmers in Baby Park. I wonder how they feel about a sponsor like this.
language in the world is Python, so it's the perfect place to
Well, this is the mod catching the cheat in the vid while he's streaming the review of the run, Dingus. Ah, okay. So, okay, well, I get it. It's a stream where he literally reviews the runs submitted as the moderator. Whereas Chibi was caught by a dude that was just in the chat as the run was live.
start. And courses are structured really logically to make your progress smooth and seamless. But what I personally think is...
See, from what I recall of the story rent check, was the guy just watching Chibi to verify the run or live or just watching it? From what I recall, I thought the guy watching Chibi was a prominent member of this Paper Mario 1000 Year Door speedrunning community. Oh, what a mouthful. But I might have gotten that part of the story incorrect. It was certainly someone who knew the game enough to know that he was cheating.
Is most amazing about Boot.dev is Boot. Boot is a personal AI tutor, and Boot is incredible. It's trained to not give you the answers outright, but rather help you solve problems yourself, which is a much more effective way to learn. And I can go from having no idea what's going on to fully understanding how to solve a problem in just a couple of prompts. So if you have your sights set on a well-paying job and want a career in back-end development, or you just want to learn to program for fun,
learn to code.
Boot.dev is the bee's knees.
Sasha raid. Whoa. Whoa, stop the presses. Celebrity raid while I'm reacting. Everybody, let's get a big shout out for the Sasha Kineko raid. I almost said Shasha instead of Sasha. Look, it's 3 in the morning. I can't talk right, but I'm here anyway. Thank you for the raid, Sasha. I hope you had fun playing. I already forgot what game you were playing. I'm so sorry. But welcome in. And welcome Sir Glass Burger. Wow, what a name. Sasha Raid or SMT, I don't know. Fight. Welcome in. We are doing Kirby Air Riders again. I'm no-lifing Kirby Air Riders. And I dropped a massive announcement. Ship Graveyard Simulator 2, then some Marvel Rivals. Yes, the daily Marvel Rivals unranked grind. The massive Dingus announcement is the vacation we were talking about. I can't believe you remembered that I just offhandedly mentioned to you that I was going to go on vacation. From the 12th to the 21st, there will be no Dingus streams, but I decided to make up for that absence, the absence of content, the absence of Dingus stream hours within that time frame. I was like, what can I do to make up for this void, this hole of content? And I was like, I got a solution. 24-hour stream when the new Metroid game comes out on the Switch 2 on December the 4th, or maybe December 3rd. I might get lucky and it might come early. I was like, 24-hour stream. We shill the charity, shill the Extra Life fundraising for the children, and we see if we can get as far as we can in the game while doing the charity thing. And I feel like if you crunch the numbers, the average Dingus stream is like 4 to 8 hours long, something like that. This one probably won't be 4 hours long, but the average stream is 4 to 8 hours long. So if I'm gone like 10 or something days, 10 or 11 days, a 24-hour stream probably isn't going to make up for all the Dingus hours of content that you will have missed because I'm on a boat somewhere in the middle of the ocean. But it'll get pretty close. 48 hours. I said 24. I said 24. Don't you try to extend it to 48. I said 4 to 8. I said the average Dingus stream is 4 to 8 hours. Don't you say 48. I'm being A-logged. What am I complaining about this time? No, I'm just talking to Sasha and the Raiders about the content going forward. I talk about like it's gonna be a big announcement. Oh guys, this is the big graduation announcement. No, I had another person on my Extra Life team. We do like the team thing. It isn't just me raising money on my own. I got like other team members raising money. So I've raised like I don't even know how much. It was like 275 right now, but everybody else in the team is raising money. I think we're over 2K at this point. We want to smash the 10,000 or something that we raised last year collectively. And so someone else on our team, Kai_Aster, was doing a 24-hour Extra Life charity stream yesterday. I was watching that, and I got a bit invigorated. I was a bit inspired. I was rejuvenated, and I had some Hispanic man thinking time. And I said to myself, I should do that too. I should just basically steal the idea. I should steal the idea. And it'll help get more content out in December, because I'll be gone for like a third of that month. Literally the 12th to the 21st is a third of the month. I'm gonna feel bad about being gone for that long. And to do that with the new game is probably a good idea. We can get all the organic people coming in from the category. They're like, oh, I want to see someone play the new Metroid game. And then they come in and they see a shy guy with tits. That'd be pretty good. Be pretty great. But that's the idea. That's the plan. We can get the day 1 views. It'll be pretty cool. But thank you again, Sasha, for the raid. I was winding down myself because I got home late today. I had some really positive news in my life that made me rethink what I wanted to do in December for the content. So I was just like chilling out with the story mode here. I'm on New Game Plus. I was watching videos too. I got Carl Jopes behind me. People don't like this guy anymore. He lied about like some GoFundMe he was doing or whatever. He lied! He lied! He let the Pac-Man guy destroy him in court. Let's get a Sasha shout out. Big ups to the Sashers out there. Or if you're falling asleep, that's fine too. I'm told many people fall asleep to my streams, and I'm told that like it's a compliment. It's like, oh, I fall asleep to Dingus streams all the time, guys. And let's get a clip shout out. As he is wont to say on his own streams when he gets rated, this is a boy. We're watching a boy right now.
It sashes my... Oh my. And that is adorable, I have to say. Absolutely adorable.
Very chill, comforting clip of a chill and comforting stream. It is a compliment. That means you're comforting. Thank you, Shrew. I shouldn't be comforting though, because I'm a freaking spurg that yells at the top of my lung on like at any provocation. Okay, but that's all I got for my preamble and ramble. I'm not like other people where I say like the same thing, the same little intro every time I get rated. That's as much as I got. If you need to go do the post-stream clarity self-help routine, go get something to eat, go get something to drink, go walk around, go stretch, and all that, and go lie down. Mods, play the raid promo video. What's up, guys? No, wait. No, wait. We're not ready yet. What's up, guys? Swollen_Dingus here, and you just raided into the greatest stream ever. So says, like, 2 other people on the internet. But I couldn't get them to appear for this video because they wouldn't sign the waiver. I also contacted Shroom to sign the waiver, but he was asleep. He couldn't sign. And thank you for the yes, so I was getting snacks. You're welcome. Oh wait, I was saying that you could go get. I was saying, oh, do the post-stream stuff. Go get snacks and go get a drink if you need to. You already did. I didn't even have to tell you. Pretty good. But yeah, if you need a dip or the classic raid and run, please go ahead and do so. Don't let me slow you down. I was figuring I would just finish up this world and this video I'm watching behind me, and just that'd be the end of it for me. I was on that snack grind. What are you snacking on? All right, Carl, what are you doing? What are you watching? What are you shilling, Carl?
On screen and use code CarlJobs for 25% off your entire first year on an annual plan. And of course, there is a 30-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee, so there is no reason not to try it out.
I wish I had cookies.
First, I want to give a big thanks to Dash Retro, who reached out to me after he uncovered this cheater and suggested it might make for an interesting video. So I really appreciate him getting in contact with me and helping me to learn a little bit about the ins and outs of how he managed to spot this particular fake speedrun.
He just stole that guy's video.
He has released his own in-depth video, so please go and support his channel by watching his video and subscribing to his channel after you finish watching my recap. His video provides some more details that I won't cover here, and of course it's important to support the volunteer moderators who make sure that leaderboards are as legitimate as they can be. Admittedly, I'm a bit late to the party in covering this particular cheating scandal.
Yeah, I know. Saru said you were late.
Video last month, I took a bit of a mental break. So I'm sorry if this is not exactly the most cutting-edge video. Because the Final Fantasy VII speedrun is over 6 hours long, I'm not going to break down the entire speedrun. That would take me months to learn, let alone impossible to try and explain it all in a single video.
He's lazy.
But the important thing we need to know as viewers is that when it comes to the so-called random encounters you experience while playing the game, these aren't really random at all. Every time you start the game, you get the exact same random number of seed, which means if you do the same movement every time, you can plan and predict every single encounter you're going to get for the entire run. And that's exactly what speedrunners do. They know when and where they're going to get encounters, and what mobs
So
the
much for random
encounters will contain. With this information,
Random
they
encounters you
can
can
exactly
plan
what
around?
attacks to use, what items to use, and it allows them to develop a ton of strategies to
wonder how
get
it-
through the
like,
game
how
in the
Pokemon
most
works with that.
optimal way. And one of the core mechanics that affects these random encounters is the way in which you move. Cloud can either run or walk, and running or walking has a different impact on how encounters are determined. Whenever you move, a value called your danger level increases, and also when you move, a value called your
danger
step
level is at
ID
max.
increases at the same time.
gotta stay away from me.
At pre-designated step ID values, the game checks your danger level, and if your danger level is above a certain value, you'll begin an encounter. When you run, your danger level increases faster than if you walk. This means that if you're always running, you're going to get encounters more often because your danger level will be consistently higher. This might make you think it would be more optimal in that case just to always walk in order
But
to
it's
keep
slower.
your danger level
Why would you
lower,
always
and
walk in a
thus
game where you
get
can
less
run and you're a
encounters.
speedrunner?
But the problem is that if you walk, you move really slowly. So it will take you
Duh.
much longer to get through the game.
Wow,
In
thanks for the
practice,
insight,
it's almost
Carl.
always better to run because you cover more distance and get through sections quicker. However, there are several places throughout the speedrun.
I did switch to super hard shroom, so that's why I've been stuck on this world. Because if you lose on super hard, you get sent to the start of the world. There are no checkpoints like in the regular hard mode. That's why it's called super hard. Yes. So I'm probably gonna have to split the New Game Plus run up into two streams. I'm too scared to do it. I'm just doing it because I know Kirby games. If you don't do it on the hardest difficulty, you don't get the true ending. So many Kirby games work like this.
Where small sections of strategic walking are advantageous. There are times where if you walk for a brief period, your danger level remains low enough to skip an encounter. And as long as the period of walking isn't too long, the time saved by avoiding certain encounters can be greater than the time lost by having to walk. Of course, I am providing a very oversimplified explanation just so that you can understand enough to make the rest of this video digestible. But if you do want a really good breakdown, I will put a link in the description to a
Might try
video
to
by
do the
Dash
decompression
Retro,
tomorrow.
who is a
Good luck.
20-minute video solely
skip that
dedicated
shit.
to explaining how walking and running affects your danger level and the encounters you experience. The most important takeaway, however, is that speedrunners know when to walk and when to run, and how that manifests in the encounters you ultimately get. Final Fantasy VII speedrunners have the optimal movement patterns understood down to a science, so they will be able to tell you where and what type of encounter you're going to get purely based on the way you move. And if an encounter happens that isn't expected, this suggests something is fishy. And this is where the speedrunner
okay, this is how the guy
Tiki
got
Liger
caught
comes
then.
in. Tiki Liger is not a top Final Fantasy speedrunner by any means, but they are definitely a good speedrunner in general. Before this recent unpleasantness, they had over 100 speedruns submitted to speedrun.com, covering a
They could have been a
huge amount of
contender.
games.
Why did
And
they
in
have
some
to
of those
cheat?
games, they dominated. Like, for example, Winback Covert Operations, where they had multiple world records. Tiki Liger has obviously spent a lot of time over the past several years speedrunning, which makes his most recent Final Fantasy VII speedrun all the more perplexing. In late October, he submitted a no-slot speedrun on the PlayStation Digital platform, and his speedrun was a time of 7 hours and 10 minutes, which would put him at around 9th place. So this wasn't exactly a new world record or an incredibly fast time by any stretch of the imagination. But what makes this situation very entertaining is the fact that the moderator Dash Retro decided to randomly verify Tiki Liger's run live on stream. Something
Randomly?
I've
So it
never
wasn't even
seen any
planned?
other moderators do.
Alright, let's check
Just
out this run real
A-logging.
quick.
I wouldn't be surprised if other moderators have actually done this, but I can't recall this ever resulting in a moderator streaming themselves actually detecting a cheated run in real time. It all started so innocently.
There should be
And
new
what's
genre
cool is that
streams
you get
for,
to see how Dash
speedrunner
verified
moderators.
that all of the movement was correct by counting the steps and making sure they line up correctly with the strategy that was being used.
So let's count these steps back here. Like, I want to see how well I can count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
He's gonna get the wrong
10,
count. It's
11,
gonna scare
12,
him.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Wait.
What? pre-watch this.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That's way overstepped right there. It should be 18 and a half. And am I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 and a half. Okay, no, that's 18 and a half. I was just counting too fast behind the thing.
Oh, you're coping.
Yeah, that was
overstepping. This reminds me of a tweet I saw earlier. So with this new thing that Twitter added where you're exposed now and it reveals your country of origin, all these fake grifter accounts that claim to be American or patriots or like, in particular the case I'm about to talk about, this guy claims to be Japanese, but he's actually from Europe. This guy was claiming to be traveling in Europe. So he posted a picture of this fucking chapel he was at or something. But then, very engaged people, immersed people did research on the back end and was like, we have triangulated the position of the sun and we looked at the weather for the day that you were supposed to be there, that you claimed to be there, and allegedly it was like raining on that day, and the people in this video that you claim is from this particular day that you said you went, that you went, like it's sunny in the video, but it was like raining all day, and the day that you say that you claim to be there, that everybody is wearing shorts and shit, but why would they be wearing shorts when it was supposed to be raining that day? So you're basically lying. And also, you're not Japanese, you're European. The reason why you're traveling in Europe is because you live there. And it just makes me think back to this situation here with the step counting. We live in an era where you can't even you can't even put up a front with shit like this. You can't put up a front because people on the internet will triangulate the position of the sun and count your footsteps in order to felt you.
And as far as steps were concerned, for the first few hours of the speedrun, things seemed to line up reasonably well. One thing Dash did notice, however, is that Tiki Liger was getting very, very lucky with overworld encounters.
I swear, if this is a one, you have to manip for a one encounter traversal. I feel like this is getting weird.
Uh-oh.
This run has had...
He's cheating!
Like, RNG that you have to manipulate for on every world map traversal. That's crazy.
Liars?
Tiki Liger was only getting 1 or sometimes 0 encounters while traveling between locations, which is very suspicious. This doesn't immediately mean Tiki Liger was cheating, as encounters on the overworld screen...
Hey, it's like the dream thing. He just has luck of the gods, man. It's incredible RNG.
Aren't determined by your danger level or the steps you take, so it's usually impossible to know if these things are being manipulated. But Dash did take note that Tiki was getting an insane amount of luck. But in practice, with these encounters, it's basically impossible to prove foul play. Tiki Liger really could have just gotten really lucky.
Yeah,
but just
like
before
Dream.
the 4-hour mark, Tiki Liger did something that immediately made Dash's ears perk up. In this section here, when Dash was counting the steps, they appeared way off.
Uh-oh.
It might be close, but yeah, there you go, as expected. So this battle's happening on this screen. This is really rough for steps. We're getting towards the territory of steps being dead, or steps killing the run. But here we gotta go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and a half. 9 and a half. I feel like you have to do more steps than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and a half. Am I crazy, or do you have to do more steps than that if you're that far back?
Dash felt as though Tiki Liger didn't do enough steps to avoid a specific encounter. And what's so impressive about the knowledge these speedrunners have is that the encounter in question, the encounter that these specific steps are trying to avoid, doesn't happen until 5 minutes later into the run. But Dash has such a good understanding that he already knew which encounter should happen and where based on the amount of steps that Tiki Liger took. And when that encounter didn't happen, he knew something was wrong.
I almost sound suspicious. It might come off that way. The world map stuff is nutty.
He's trying to be nice to this guy still. He obviously
like there's
cheated.
a reason we do manips, you know. This is crazy to get this fight right here. Call me suspicious of this. I have to see something.
Dash immediately went and recreated the exact scenario that was playing out in Tiki Liger's run.
Really?
And reproduced the same amount of steps
What?
to make sure
Really?
that he was
Last second
correct
at 1
that
yard.
the encounter Tiki Liger got was the wrong one. And sure enough, when Dash tested these same variables, a different encounter was triggered. Dash always got the encounter he expected to happen based on the amount of steps Tiki Liger took. He was just not able to replicate what happened in Tiki Liger's run. Now at this point, Dash had been streaming for 9 hours, so he decided to park the run and keep investigating it the next day. And what's very interesting is that after Dash ended stream, the runner Tiki Liger deleted their submission. And not only that, they deleted the video from YouTube.
So that's what I found
they were
yesterday.
caught. They were exposed.
I found something.
They knew it was inevitable.
Could not. I don't think. I'm fairly confident in saying it could not be produced by unaltered FF7 gameplay. And so I said, okay, we'll end the stream for now though, because I had been streaming for over 9 hours at that point. I was very hungry. I was feeling like I was gonna faint because A, I'm very hungry. B, already been streaming for a long time. C, this kind of thing is very nerve-wracking. I don't want to find a problem with the speedrun, right? I don't want to have to assert that something was illegitimate.
I don't want to call
you
out
know?
people for
And
cheating,
so
man.
it makes me nervous, you know? And so nervous on top
Well, you don't want to be
hunger,
wrong.
fatigue,
Hey, Cypher
right?
710.
Right, I said let's
to the video catch-up
watch
segment.
the rest of this
The end of
run
it.
tomorrow. All right, and so just in case, because I found this live on stream, you know, just in case any someone tried to delete the video to hide evidence or something like that,
Who would
I
do such a thing?
downloaded the run
What?
to my computer.
It's over.
And I ended the stream.
Downloaded
And
it.
now here we are
Downloaded
today.
it. Ah.
But wouldn't you know it? Between me ending my stream
I'm
and
excited
me
for the meeting of the
starting my
minds
stream
tomorrow.
today,
I gave my take on it earlier. The worst thing it can
run
be is boring.
Has been deleted off of the
funniest timeline, he would just ghost him, but he's not going to do that.
The FF7
He said he was going to show up yesterday,
leaderboard
so he's going to show up.
submissions. Furthermore,
He's a man of his
the
word.
video itself is also deleted. Not just the speedrun.com submission. The video itself was deleted.
Luckily, Dash was cognizant enough to download the run before this happened. This is already extremely suspicious, and many people would assert that this is already an outright admission of guilt. But things would only get even more bizarre from here. The next day, try as he may, Dash was not able to reproduce what happened in Tiki Liger's run. The only way he could get the same encounter was by using a RAM editor to lower his danger, which would allow him to skip the encounter Tiki Liger should have gotten. So Dash's theory was that Tiki Liger was using tools to see their danger level and step ID in real time, which is obviously cheating. And then Tiki Liger could use a RAM editor to lower their danger level to skip encounters when they didn't take enough steps. Using this method, he was able to perfectly replicate what happened in Tiki Liger's run.
What if I am running the game? Here's the conjecture, right? What if I am running the game and I am looking at this step graph while I'm running, and thus I see that I'm going to clip this encounter? Well, I could just pop into danger up here and just like take 100 off of my danger, and there we go. Problem solved. Just a quick little RAM edit. And now just a little bit less danger, And now we get underneath that encounter that I accidentally didn't walk enough. And so then, as you can see, what happens is we don't get this encounter right here. And instead we get this encounter right about where they got theirs. We got it a little bit further behind where they got theirs because I took more steps than they did, and steps put you behind.
Combined with Tiki Liger deleting their submission and video, things were looking pretty open and shut. But midway through Dash's stream, after he had articulated his speculation about how Tiki Liger cheated, things went downhill very fast. First, people in chat pointed out that Tiki Liger had begun to private all of his videos on his YouTube channel. And this wasn't just his Final Fantasy speedruns, this was everything.
Oh, wait a second. Hang on. Are you're telling me that there was actually a YouTube update? You're telling me there's an update?
You got a YouTube.
If we were to go to the FF7 leaderboard and we were to go to no major skips.
Come on, Rick. What we got? What we got?
And find their run.
Rick and Morty.
Oh.
Rick getting turned around. What the fuck?
Okay. Now,
I had to cheat the speedrun to protect my family.
I don't think. I mean,
a fake speedrun is still a speedrun. Just because you don't like that it's a fake speedrun doesn't make it not a speedrun.
Than this already was. The same amount. It's the same amount. It's the same amount.
I don't know, just it's a bit cowardly to just silently delete the videos in private. Like you already felt it. Just come on out and give us a bitch-made apology. Give us an excuse, please.
I gotta check something. This was a win-back run earlier. This was not FF7. How about Final Fantasy? Final Fantasy VIII has been privated.
Everything was cheated. Everything.
The Last of Us even? Okay, so it's everything. So they probably went to their YouTube and just checked all videos and then said private, right? So yeah. So that's just, that I think that's an easy thing to do, right? To go to YouTube and just select all videos private. All right.
And then shortly after that, Tiki Liger completely deleted his entire channel.
He'll be back.
Everything was private before. Oh, now it's been removed.
Unfortunately, the only video that seems to have been saved from any of Tiki Liger's runs was his cheated Final Fantasy VII run. So it's now impossible to determine which of his other runs
Such
are
a
legit
nothing burger
and
runner.
which
Nobody
are fake,
saved any of the other runs.
They're all deleted. Deleting literally everything
Rich
was
method of
probably
deleting
the
content.
worst option, because I don't have any reason to believe that all of the other speedruns were automatically cheated just because he cheated in one particular game.
He
And
obviously
it's very hard
did.
to determine if deleting everything means that some other
There's
runs
no
were
other
faked as well,
explanation.
or if he just decided to rage quit after being caught once. Unfortunately,
There's no excuse,
for
so
Tiki
yeah, fuck
Liger,
it, may as
the
well
fact
just
that he
fucking delete
deleted
everything.
and he is now known as a cheater means that moderators for other games have no option but to completely remove all of his runs. Cheating.
Right, and now, like, if he wants to do anything else now, he has to rebrand. I don't know if this was a person that... I don't see a face cam or a VTuber or something. Maybe they had Mike. Like, they have to completely rebrand. Yeah, he'll be back under the... Yeah, we've seen this happen before. Carl's covered subjects like these, where they get caught and they're not allowed to have like a second chance. I've argued that in some cases it's a bit much. Like, oh, now they have to be banned from every community. It's like once you're known as a cheater, you're branded as you're branded as a cheater forever, and there's really no road to redemption for that. So it's like sometimes I have argued in the past. So I got to be consistent here. I have to acknowledge that I have argued in the past, but sometimes the punishment doesn't fit the crime when it comes to speedrunning. You're just always known as a cheater forever. There's no way to really recover. So like I understand why they have to rebrand. This guy is probably going to rebrand.
cheating in one game doesn't automatically
And he probably
mean
won't
you're
learn
banned
his
from
lesson
other
either.
games. So if his other runs
That's
are
the thing
still
too. It's like
available
to have
and
the
could be
redemption, you have to learn your
verified
lesson,
again,
right?
albeit with greater
And
scrutiny,
not cheat
I don't
anymore.
see a reason why many of them would still be able to remain on the leaderboards. But by deleting all of his videos, everything is being scrubbed. Before he cheated, he had 125 speedruns listed, and at present, this number has been reduced to 37. And I assume
Yeah.
that the number
You
has
shouldn't be
gone
banned,
down to
but people
zero
should be allowed
simply
to
because
A-log
word
you.
has not yet
Just
spread
carte
to all of
blanche.
the
I
moderators
agree.
of all of the other games. Honestly, in my opinion, if Tiki Liger does have legitimate speedruns in other games, especially if they are world records, they should be re-uploaded. At the very least, this gives the other players in these communities the opportunity to vote and make a decision on whether or not they are happy for those runs to remain on the ranks. But I'm also very curious to know what the general public thinks on this issue. Do you think cheating in one game means you should be banned from every other game? Or do you
No.
think the consequences should be restricted to just the game in which you cheated? Let me know what you think in the comments. Once again, a huge thanks to Dash for reaching out to me and talking to me about this situation. Please go and support his channel. I will put links in the description to his channel and his video on the subject. I don't always say this about everyone, but he does genuinely seem like a really stand-up guy and deserves more attention than he is currently getting. So please go and say hello. Thank you so much for watching, you legends. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video.
Now, someone like that, again, someone like that, it's an online race. It's an online race. It's an online race. I forgot. I thought I was doing... Sorry. I gotta focus. Okay, someone like that probably will become a repeat offender, and they'll just cheat again. But just in general, I think there should be a road to redemption for cheaters who like fuck up, and it's just such a nothing, minuscule fucking hobby in the grand scheme of things. It's not like they're committing crimes. You know, if you fuck up, you make a mistake, and you've shown that you've learned for the better. You've grown up and matured. Like, should you still then be branded a cheater for your entire life? People just think you're a cheater forever. They'll treat you like a cheater forever. You'll always be remembered for that one time you cheated. Like, there's no way you can bounce back from that, really. There will always be that one person who remembers when you got caught for cheating. I guess it's no wonder why these people rebrand. It's like, I got found out, now I gotta go rebrand. And again, there are the people that will just go back to reoffending, the repeat offending cheater speedrunners. But there'll probably be like that person every now and again who realizes the weight of their actions, their effect on the community, their effect on the sector, and maybe they fucked up and they just want to like be better. Like, is there no road to redemption for that person? That person too must be forced to rebrand. And of course, when they disappear and rebrand, what do people think of that person? Like, oh, wait, they're nefariously rebranding. They're going to pop up in another community and do this all over again. Like, they'll just assume the only reason you rebranded is so you can cheat again. But you're rebranding because no matter what, people will just brand you as a cheater. And they'll see you as a cheater. They should be extended a wing of redemption. A little olive branch wing of redemption, you say? True, but if you are a no cam, no mic user, don't partake in discussions on boards, even typing patterns can't be noticed, he can literally just reappear at any time, yeah. And of course, you know what that means too. If that guy wasn't using mic, because I didn't see a camera, I didn't see a VTuber avatar or anything, but so if he wasn't using mic and he really could just reappear at any other point, you know what that means. Now the people are going to be suspicious of anyone that crops, any user that crops up in that community, or at least any other Final Fantasy community. Anyone that crops up that isn't using a mic or a face cam or something. What's the meta in this shroom? I don't listen to meta people. Meta people said that the bulk star was good. Those people were fucking lying. I like the chariot. Chariot is good, and I like Lolo and La La La. I'm still missing characters though. For the longest time, I didn't have Waddle Doo unlocked. Very embarrassing. But who am I missing? I think there are still some courses that I've not raced on even once. I'm missing Marks. I don't have Marks or DeRoach. Or the super secret character. I'm missing Star Dude. How did I get Star Dude? I think I got him with a particularly tough challenge. Those are just my thoughts on it, on the cheating thing. Like, I've shared those thoughts before. Because it kind of sucks how, like, on one thing, actual, like, fucking nefarious cheaters, like, will just free brand, but then the good, honest person who makes a mistake, just like in real life, where, like, you get caught doing a misdemeanor or something, and, like, now you're just known for being a crook, and you're kind of just permanently branded as one. And even if you try to rebrand, people will then say, oh, he's rebranding, that means he's admitting guilt, or he feels guilty, or he's gonna do it again. Synthetic Man was sad, Stranza wasn't a girl. He wanted his brown spider waifu. Not that there's anything wrong with that. How did I unlock Starman? Let's see. This shows you, right? Starman, where you at? Okay. Complete 4 laps in the lead position in top right crystal map. That's how I did it. Let me check the other ones just in case I didn't unlock him twice. Bandana Waddle Dee was like destroy 2 boxes with 30 seconds at the start of the match in City Trial. I thought Scarfy was fucked up. Destroy Rider's machine within the first 60 seconds. I got real lucky with Scarfy. Seal a machine that another rider is actively riding. And win a short race. Win a short race took me a minute. Enter all secret rooms for Magalore. Or you can send the same rider flying 2 times with the drill driver. Use a total of 30 items in top right for Rocky. Not that Rocky. Perform a perfect landing 5 times in a single race. Finish within 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Eat the onigiri from the tea house. That's pretty good. Finish without this. It took me a minute to get Waddle Doo for some reason. I had not did the first course without crashing into enemies. Actually tougher than it appears. It would appear at first glance. So I need Marks. Complete an entire lap without dropping below 19 miles per hour. These are all colors. DeRoach, find and defeat the special enemy Jermaine. I think okay, I can only do that in air ride. City Trial won't count. Or road trip. Another DeRoach, but I can't see what the requirements are. Actually, wait, I don't think I have GUI. And that's Waddle Doo. Win without getting any copy abilities in a single race. Win after getting swept up in a tornado 3 times. Unknown. Spend 300,000 road miles for Marks. And who could this be? Defeat the true boss in road trip. And whoever this is, defeat the true final boss and fill in at least 140 checklist blocks. And you can't earn anything meaningful from online. Because that'd be kind of bullshit. Oh, I'm sorry if I've showed you bosses you haven't fought yet. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Shroom. I don't know if you fought all those bosses. Don't look. Don't look. Those are... You're not supposed to see those. No, you just pretend you didn't see that. It's fine, you didn't. Okay, that's the only part that matters. Alright, I got a cup of fries here, I got a cup of tea I haven't finished. and I gotta be up in the morning. I gotta go hit up the bank and do some other adulting style stuff. I got a late shift, so I will be back to finish New Game Plus tomorrow night, and then probably do some more video watching. A lot of videos to catch up on, and then probably City Trial Tuesday. So I promised the potential Thanksgiving stream. I think I want to do the Alone in the Dark scenario that I didn't do for that game, the lady style scenario. The game's about helping out Native Americans, so it's in line with the holiday. I kind of also want to, because Ann and Stroom are kind of infecting me. I'm being infected by all these other streamers, and I'm stealing all of their ideas. But that's fine, because we all steal from each other. People stole my overlay. No, they didn't. I kind of want to play Animal Crossing. Check back in on the Dingus Island. I don't have an overlay ready, but kind of just like for kicks, check in on it. Maybe do the Thanksgiving holiday stuff in preparation for the Switch 2 edition drop. I feel like I want to show off the Dingus Island. Get it? And then Black Friday, probably just either more Kirby, or at some point I gotta do Mario Galaxy, the Luigi run, and the Green Stars in Galaxy 2. It's just a matter of balancing all of this, and hopefully getting a lot of it done before the 24-hour Extra Life charity stream, which is set for either December 3rd or December 4th. So you heard it here first. You heard it here first from me, Dingus, giving you the content that you didn't ask for, but you're getting anyway. The 24-hour stream. Whoa. Be there or be square. Ah! I appreciate everyone for stopping by. Thank you very much. I will read off all the positivity, and we'll go off gently into that good night. I had a potential raid target in mind, but it is 3 a.m. At Nurgle's recommendation, I was sent a streamer that I should check out. She is a retro streamer, and I wanted to take a look at her stream to see if she would be cool. But unfortunately, she is not live today, so I'm sorry, Nurgle. The person that you want me to send the streamer, that you want me to send the viewers to, that person is not live. I'm not gonna say the name because I want it to be a surprise if you don't know who it is. Maybe some other night. I will see who's live elsewhere, and yeah, that'll be it. Bye, Dingus. Thank you, Infamous. Alright, Pablo. Get me out. Take me away! It's nice to rest your Boy, that super hard mode's pretty hard, ain't it, bud? When's the Kino Casino coming back? Like, what the fuck? I told you they were probably gonna come back for Thanksgiving. If it's literally on Thanksgiving, I won't be able to restream it because I'll be with family. I'll be eating. I'll be stuffing my face with stuffing. I'll be eating pumpkin pie and sipping and do a little. We do a little sipping. We do a little sipping. Oh man, it's gonna be a busy week, man. I can't wait. We'll see how things unfold. I'm really thinking about the desk for Black Friday, but oh man, you guys know how this is gonna be. I'm gonna have to break out the fucking measuring tape. Gonna see how long I got like the length and width I got to work with here. I'm gonna have to find a desk that's of the right specifications because I'm trying to space max here. I'm trying the room max. We gotta use all the available space here that's not being used up. It's not like I don't have space. I do have space. I'm not a hoarder, guys. I'm not a hoarder, you guys. But this IKEA desk needs to go. It's falling apart. Little compartment here where my PS5 is standing on, like it's breaking apart. And then like this every so often, if I go a couple days without noticing it, the screws will become unscrewed, and then I have to manually screw the screws back in with my little fingers. And I'm just scared that like one day while I'm streaming, the whole desk is gonna fall apart, and then my drink, if I have a drink, the drink is gonna spill. It's gonna get on my hands, and then the glass is gonna hit the floor. It's gonna shatter, and the shards will be everywhere. And what if I don't have like socks on? I'll be barefoot stepping on the glass. I'll be like, oh my god, I've got a cut. Oh my god, my skin is so frail. I'm gonna get cuts and I'm gonna bleed, and then the blood's gonna go all over the floor, and people are gonna laugh at me because my mic will be on because I never mute myself when I should, and then you'll hear me spiraling, and you'll hear me going, oh my god, you'll hear me screaming and panicking, and then I have all these figures here on the IKEA desk, and all the figures are gonna collapse, and then there's gonna be so much that I'm gonna have to pick up, and then if I'm drinking something, the spilled liquid and blood is gonna get all over the figures, and then I'll have to figure out which figures got wet, and then I'll have to clean them up afterward, and I would have to put them on my bed as I clean up everything, and then I'll have to clean up, and Lord knows I hate doing that. I really don't want this desk to fall apart, guys, but I always think about it. Well, what do they call those things? Intrusive thoughts? I always have intrusive thoughts like this. One day while I'm streaming, this fucking rickety-ass desk I got from my Thea is just gonna collapse. Oh, not my Thea, it was a cousin. The cousin Dingus that's slightly older than me, it's just the desk is gonna fall apart and collapse. And all my amiibos are gonna hit the ground. My little Kirby figures are gonna hit the ground. My little Cuphead figure is gonna hit the ground. My little Corrin Figma is gonna hit the ground. My little Corrin statue is gonna hit the ground. My little Lucina Figma is gonna hit the ground. My little Waddle Dee is gonna hit the ground. My little Blue Shy Guy is gonna hit the ground. My little amiibos are gonna hit the ground. All, I don't even know how many of these. Was this like over 20, right? My little Pac-Man model kit's gonna hit the ground. My little Waddle Dee making the Chef Kawasaki snowman is gonna fall down. My little Charlie Brown Christmas tree is gonna fall down. You guys know I have the Charlie Brown Christmas tree. I think Mama Dingus got me this in Avon. You guys know what Avon is? She ordered me the Charlie Brown Christmas tree. It's like it's the actual replica of the tree from the special. It even comes with a little bauble ornament. And it's got the little blankie, Linus's little blankie, and I set that up every year. I usually put it up with my Zelda, my Zelda desktop Christmas tree. It's meant for lonely college kids, so that's why I bought it. I wanted the Mario one, but it was sold out, so I settled for the Zelda one. My mom was discussing some Christmas stuff she got from Avon too today. Whoa, yeah, you know, moms are all about Avon and Tupperware. My mom used to be really into Herbalife, like really into Herbalife. Herbalife. Yeah, like there was a little local place, a little local Herbalife institution. and I think it's closed down now. I guess it got exposed for being a scam. I don't see anybody talking about Herbalife anymore, so I guess it's like I guess nobody's talking about it. I guess it was a pyramid scheme. Like years ago, the 90s, she had some old magnets on the fridge I hadn't seen since I was a kid. Okay, thank you to Kai_Aster, 25 for extra life. Whoa, he did 25 to my extra life because I did 25 to his extra life. A little, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. Tevin with the offline support while I was offline, off stream, doing God knows what else. Giving a tier 1 sub to Kanji Monster. And Lee, rate with a party of 23. Infamous KSD 10 bits. Infamous KSD 10 bits. Sasha Kaineko, raid with a party of 36. Massive raid. And Brian MK, re-up tier 1 for 23 months in a row. 28 months total. Another successful day for the King W Pose. I agree, Brian. I agree. Great. Tevin's on BRB. Where the hell am I gonna send you? I couldn't raid the person Nurgle wanted me to raid. We have Goon and Zuki Wookie live. Well, Zuki Wookie is playing Kirby as well. But didn't I raid Zuki Wookie recently? What's this guy doing? So I feel like we raided this guy recently too. Oh, he's playing Ratchet and Clank. Damn, this is a tough choice. I don't remember what the more recent-ish raid was. Let me open up this stream. who has been going for longer. No, not urban life. We hate the urban life. Don't we all just want to own a cabin in the woods someday? Cabin in the woods with our pregnant wife in a sundress. And she's barefoot. Isn't that the dream? Alright, let me stop stalling. Everyone's gonna go to sleep. The raid's gonna be smaller the longer I stall. Stop by here. I was there earlier. I was playing Phantasy Star. Phantasy Star Universe. He's playing Ratchet and Clank now. I should be playing Ratchet and Clank. He's been going through the whole series. He's been dominating the games faster than me. Doing like a game a stream. A whole game a stream. And he's doing a crack in time. He didn't play the PSP ones though. Like what the fuck? I guess he doesn't consider them canonical. I will see you guys on the next one. New game plus for Road Trip tomorrow. The remainder, the exciting other half. And then more streams throughout the week. But this guy's cool. I met him through Elian. And he's also Hispanic! Which is always nice. I talked in limited Spanish in his stream and he understood what I was saying. What limited Spanish did I know? We're talking about menudo and how we like our tacos and barbacoa. I don't know too many Hispanic streamers, guys. It's literally just like me and Gondola. Alright, get out of here. Bye-bye. You can go wherever you want. Seven's on VRB. Take it easy.